We are on the record for hearings in the matters listed in the North Dakota Industrial Commission hearing docket for October 23rd. I'm David Garner, hearing examiner for these hearings. We're at the hearing room for the Department of Mineral Resources, Oil and Gas Division, and it is 9:02 a.m. On the docket, the following matters will be continued or dismissed. Case number 31478, continued. Case number 31676, continued. Case number 32170, continued. Case number 32053, continued. Case number 32049, continued. Case number 32050, continued. Case number 32051, continued. Case number 32052, continued. Case number 32056, continued. Case number 32253, continued. Case number 32083, continued. Case number 31682, continued. Case number 32177, continued. Case number 32178, continued. Case number 32085, dismissed. Case number 32086, continued. Case number 32087, continued. Case number 32279, continued. Case number 32286, continued. Case number 32287, continued. Case number 31883, continued. Case number 32126, continued. Case number 31842, continued. The administrative docket starts on page 6 with case number 32260 and goes through case number 32293. These cases will be heard in the next room with Michael Zish. Audio recordings of the cases in the administrative docket will be placed on the Oil and Gas website by the end of the week. If you wish to appear on one of the matters in the administrative docket, please appear in the next room. If there is opposition to the matter, it will be brought back into this hearing room to be heard. Your statements and evidence will be taken. We will begin with moving to case number 32247. Application of EOG Resources, Inc. for an order amending the field rules for the partial Bakken Pool, Montreal County, North Dakota, to create and establish an overlapping 2240-acre spacing unit comprised of all of Section 1 of the east half of Sections 2 and 12, Township 152 North, Range 90 West, and the west half of Section 6 and all of Section 7, Township 152 North, Range 89 West, authorizing the drilling of a horizontal well on said proposed overlapping 2240-acre spacing unit and such further relief. All interested parties, please come forward.
Thank you, Mr. Examiner. Lawrence Bender, P.O. Box 1855, Bismarck, North Dakota. Appearing in this case, number 32247 on behalf of EOG Resources, Inc. We'll have two witnesses.
Mr. Fry.
Yes, sir.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm under the penalties of perjury the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be true and correct to the best of your knowledge and belief?
Yes.
Austin, by whom are you employed?
EOG Resources.
In what capacity?
I'm a senior land specialist.
And in that capacity, you testified before the commission previously?
I have.
Had your qualifications accepted as admin expert?
Yes.
For the further testimony of this witness, admin expert.
Motion granted.
All right, Austin, let's turn to the packet of exhibits for case 32247. I assume you have a packet in front of you.
I do.
Okay, let's turn first to what's been marked as Exhibit L1. Identify Exhibit L1, please, and indicate what's contained upon it.
Yeah, so Exhibit L1 is a regional locator map showing the partial Bakken Pool in relation to Montreal County.
And L2.
L2 shows is a zoomed in area location map showing the partial Bakken Pool and our proposed 2240 spacing unit.
And that's outlined in blue, is that correct?
Yes, sir. The partial Bakken Pool is outlined in green, and then on this version, the spacing unit is in purple.
And
oh, you've got a different one. I'm sorry. Yes, in blue.
Okay. All right. L3.
L3 shows even more of a zoom in with existing wells, along with EOG's working interest in the spacing unit at 60.71%.
And L4?
L4 shows the overlapping spacing units that exist within the same confines of the proposed spacing unit.
No further questions.
Any questions from the staff? Mr. Schmidt,
Yes, sir.
do you solemnly swear or affirm under the penalties of perjury that the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be true and correct to the best of your knowledge and belief?
Yes, sir.
John, by whom are you employed?
EOG Resources
In what capacity?
as a senior geological engineer.
And in that capacity, have you had an opportunity to testify before the commission on previous occasions?
Yeah.
And had your qualifications accepted as that of an expert?
Yes, I have.
Offer the further testimony of this witness as that of an expert.
Motion granted.
John, let's turn to the next exhibit in the packet. It's been marked as G1. Can you tell us what G1 is?
G1 shows the outline of the 2240 spacing unit in blue. Shell Creek 1-1 well is identified inside the spacing unit or proposed spacing unit. And then this is a reservoir structure map for the Bakken, top of the middle Bakken, showing the Bakken is present between 7,000 and 7,100 subsea, dipping to the southwest.
And exhibit G2.
G2 then shows the type log, that Shell Creek 1-1 type log, with showing that the upper Bakken Shale, middle Bakken, lower Bakken Shale, and Three Forks are all present. Our plan is to drill this well in the middle Bakken interval of the Bakken pool.
Okay, and then let's go to the next exhibit, E1.
E1 then just shows what we're planning to do for this unit. We're planning to drill one Bakken well, so we're asking for one well. E2 then shows the outline of the DSU in blue. The blue dashed line is the well we're proposing for this unit. The red lines, the red dashed lines on either side are wells that have been requested for adjoining spacing units. And the existing wells are in, existing Bakken wells in the area are in yellow, and the Three Forks well, there's one Three Forks well down at the bottom in existing Three Forks well in purple.
All right, let's go to...
And they're all emanating from a pad in the northeast of the northwest of section 2.
Okay, excuse me for interrupting. Let's go to E3.
Okay. E3 then shows that cross section, that green arrowed cross section from the previous slide, showing the relative line rack position of these. And as I said, we're planning on drilling the blue well in the middle Bakken. All the surrounding wells are in the middle Bakken, and our other proposed wells and adjoining DSUs are in middle Bakken, with middle Bakken well to well interwell distance of about 1,100 to 1,500 feet in the middle Bakken reservoir.
And E4.
E4 then shows typical completion or wellbore diagram for middle Bakken well, and then typical completion for 15,900 foot lateral of 70 to 74 plug and perf stages.
And E5.
E5 then shows reservoir data for the area. For the 2240, we come up with 59 million barrels oil in place based on that reservoir data. And then E6 then shows our economics showing about 900,000 barrels for the 15,900 foot lateral in this area. It's kind of getting on the east edge of the field where drilling has in the past not gone further to the east. So we know this is a kind of an edgy area. And then with an investment for that one well of $9.5 million, end up with a return on investment of 1.78.
Now, I note that we did not include a gas capture affidavit. We're only requesting one well, but this is an overlapping spacing unit. If the commission were to require a gas capture affidavit and left the record open until next Thursday, would that provide you sufficient time to provide that additional exhibit?
Yes, I can, and I can testify that EOG will have water, oil, and gas on pipe, and that EOG's Pecan system is the gas capture, is the takeaway system for gas in the area.
Okay. In your opinion, will the requested relief prevent waste, protect relative rights, and prevent the drilling of unnecessary wells?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Examiner, offer the exhibits, no further questions, and I'll leave it up to the commission as to whether they want a gas capture affidavit. If they do, then we request the record remain open until next Thursday for that.
The exhibits are admitted. Any questions from the staff?
Lawrence, I believe the gas capture policy requests that be submitted, so I think we'll want that submitted.
Okay, thank you.
John, on exhibit
Yes, sir.
E2,
Yes.
the two other red dashed line wells emanating from that pad, are those the subject of case
32.
3206?
Yeah, 32062, I believe.
That's correct.
Okay, thank you.
John, just an ask for a supplement on G2. Could we get a digital copy just so it's kind of, I don't know, you can barely see the neutron porosity, stuff like that, just so we can see it a little better for the record.
Certainly, I'll get you, when I submit the gas capture, I'll submit, I guess, a clear G2 or make sure that it's focused.
Yeah, it's just kind of washed out. That would be appreciated. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, the record will remain open in this case until October 30th.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Concludes our hearing for case number 32247. Case number 31478. Application of Devon Energy Williston LLC for an order for the Hart Butte Bakken Pool and/or Twin Buttes Bakken Pool, Dunn County, North Dakota, to create and establish the following: 1. 1280-acre spacing unit comprised of sections 4 and 9. Township 147 North, Range 92 West, authorizing the drilling of a total not to exceed 7 wells on said proposed 1280-acre spacing unit. And 2. An overlapping 2560-acre spacing unit comprised of sections 4, 5, 8, and 9. Township 147 North, Range 92 West, authorizing the drilling of a horizontal well on or near the section line between existing spacing units on said proposed overlapping 2560-acre spacing unit, and such further relief as appropriate. This case has been continued to our November hearings. That concludes our hearing for case number 31478. Case number 31676. Application of Continental Resources, Inc. for an order amending the field rules for the Ranch Coulee Bakken Pool, Mackenzie County, North Dakota, so as to create and establish an overlapping 1920-acre spacing unit comprised of sections 13, 24, and 25, Township 146 North, Range 98 West, authorizing the drilling of a total not to exceed 4 wells on said proposed overlapping 1920-acre spacing unit, and such further relief. This case has been continued to our November hearings. That concludes the hearing for case number 31676. Case number 32170. Application of Continental Resources, Inc. for an order for the Fraser Bakken Pool, Divide County, North Dakota, to create and establish 2 overlapping 2560-acre spacing units comprised of sections 14, 23, 26, and 35, and sections 15, 22, 27, and 34, Township 161 North, Range 97 West, authorizing the drilling of a total not to exceed 3 wells in each proposed overlapping 2560-acre spacing unit, and such further relief as appropriate. This case has been continued to our November hearings. Concludes our hearing for case number 32170. Case number 32053. Application of Continental Resources, Inc. for an order amending the field rules for the Fraser Bakken Pool, Divide County, North Dakota, so as to create and establish 3 overlapping 5120-acre spacing units comprised of sections 13, 14, 23, 24, 25, 26, 35, and 36. Sections 14, 15, 22, 23, 26, 27, 34, and 35. And sections 15, 16, 21, 22, 27,
I
28.
guess you just named the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
33, and 34. Township 161 North, Range 97 West, authorizing the drilling of a horizontal well on or near the section line between existing spacing units on each proposed overlapping 5120-acre spacing unit and/or such further relief. This case has been continued to our November hearings. That concludes our hearing for case number 32053. Case number 32248. Application of Continental Resources Inc. for an order amending the field rules for the Brooklyn Bakken Pool and or Dollar Joe Bakken Pool, Williams County, North Dakota, so as to create and establish 6 overlapping 40 acre space units comprised of sections 4, 5, 8, 9, 16, and 17, Township 155 North, Range 97 West, sections 5, 6, 7, 8, 17, and 18, Township 155 North, Range 97 West, sections 6, 7, and 18, Township 155 North, Range 97 West, sections 1, 12, 13, Township 155 North, Range 98 West, sections 19, 30, and 31, Township 155 North, Range 97 West, and sections 24, 25, and 36, Township 155 North, Range 98 West, sections 19, 20, 29, 30, 31, and 32, Township 155 North, Range 97 West, and sections 20, 21, 28, 29, 32, and 33, Township 155 North, Range 97 West, authorizing the drilling of a horizontal well on or near the section line between existing spacing units on each proposed overlapping 40 acre spacing unit and or such further relief. All interested parties, please come forward.
Well, thank you, Mr. Examiner. Lawrence Bender, P.O. Box 1855, Bismarck, appearing in this case 32248 on behalf of Continental Resources, Inc.
Mr. Newell,
Yes,
do you solemnly swear or affirm under the penalties of perjury that testimony you're about to give in this matter will be true and correct to the best of your knowledge and belief?
I do.
Bryce, by whom are you employed?
Continental Resources.
Can we just, we're not seeing you on the screen. Do you have your camera turned off or? There we go. Thank you. In what capacity are you employed at Continental Resources?
Landman.
And in that capacity, did you testify before the commission previously?
I have not.
What I'd like you to do, Bryce, is briefly highlight for the examiner and the commission staff your educational background and work experience.
Sure. I have a BBA major in energy commerce from Texas Tech University, graduated in 2011. From 2011 to 2020, I was employed by Chesapeake Energy as a landman, and 2021 till current have been employed by Continental Resources as a landman.
And in preparation for today's hearing, have you made a thorough study and review of all the relevant land matters concerning the requests in 32248?
I have.
And have you prepared or had prepared under your control and supervision some exhibits you intend to sponsor?
I have.
And have you satisfied yourself as to the accuracy of those exhibits?
Yes, I have.
And offer the further testimony, this witness that of an expert.
Motion granted.
Bryce, let's turn to the packet of exhibits for 32248. And let's turn first to what's been marked as Exhibit L1. And what I would like you to do is identify L1 and then briefly discuss what's contained upon that exhibit.
Sure thing. Yeah, looking at Exhibit L1, the general locator map, we're showing the 6 proposed 40 acre spacing units that lie in 155 North 98 and 155 North 97 West.
Okay, and then let's go to the next exhibit, Exhibit L2.
Yeah, Exhibit L2 is a land plat showing the 1280 acre spacing unit of sections 4 and 9 and 155 North 97 West. Continental Resources owns a little over 50% working interest in this unit, spacing unit.
L3.
Land plat showing the 1280 spacing units of sections 5 and 8, 155 North 97 West. Continental owns a little over 90% working interest.
And L4.
L4 land plat showing section 16, 155 North 97 West. Continental owns 100% working interest in the section.
L5.
Land plat showing section 17, 155 North 97 West. Continental Resources owns 100% working interest in the section.
And L6.
L6 land plat showing the proposed 3840 acre spacing units, which is sections 4, 5, 8, 9, 16, and 17, 155 North 97 West. Continental owns just over 80% working interest in the unit area.
Okay, let's go on to the next group of sections for the next spacing unit, L7.
L7 land plat showing the spacing, the 1280 spacing unit, sections 5 and 8, 155 north, 97 west. Continental Resources owns a little over 90% working interest in the unit.
L8.
A land plat showing the 1280 spacing unit, sections 6 and 7, 155 north, 97 west. Continental owns 59.8% working interest.
L9.
Land plat showing section 17, 155 north, 97 west. Continental owns 100% working interest.
L10.
Land plat showing section 18 of 155 north, 97 west. Continental Resources owns 100% working interest in the section.
Okay, and then L11, the 3840.
Yes, the land plat showing the proposed 3840, which is sections 5, 6, 7, 8, 17, and 18 of 155 north, 97 west. Continental Resources owns 83.55% working interest in the unit area.
Okay, let's go to L12.
L12 land plat showing the 1280 spacing unit of section 6 and 7 of 155 north, 97 west. Continental Resources owns 59.81% working interest.
L13.
Land plat showing section 18, 155 north, 97 west. Continental Resources owns 100% working interest.
L14.
Land plat showing the 1280 spacing unit, sections 1 and 12 of 155 north, 98 west. Continental Resources owns 84.69% working interest.
L15.
Land plat showing section 13 of 155 north, 98 west. Continental owns 92.55% working interest.
And L16.
L16 is the land plat showing the proposed 3840 spacing units, which includes sections 6, 7, and 18 of 155 north, 97 west, and sections 112 and 13 of 155, 98 west. Continental Resources owns 80.41% working interest in the unit area.
And then let's go to exhibit L17.
L17 shows section 19 of 155 north, 97 west. Continental Resources owns 82.65% working interest.
And L18.
L18 land plat showing the 1280 spacing units, sections 30 and 31, 155 north, 97 west. Continental Resources owns 66.43% working interest.
L19.
L19 land plat showing section 24 of 155 north, 98 west. Continental Resources owns 77.34% working interest.
L20.
L20 land plat showing the 1280 spacing unit of sections 25 and 36 of 155 north, 98 west. Continental Resources of 100% working interest.
And then once again, the 3840, L21.
L21 showing the proposed 3840 acre spacing unit, which includes sections 19, 30, and 31 of 155 north, 97 west, as well as sections 24, 25, and 36 of 155 north, 98 west. Continental Resources owns 82.26% of the unit area.
L22.
L22 land plat showing section 19 of 155 north, 97 west. Continental Resources owns 82.65% working interest.
L23.
So land plat showing the 1280 spacing unit of sections 30 and 31 of 155 north, 97 west. Continental Resources owns a 66.43% working interest.
L24.
L24 land plat of section 20 of 155 north, 97 west. Continental Resources owns 100%. working interest.
And L25.
L25 land plat of the 1280 spacing unit, sections 29 and 32 of 155 North, 97 West. Continental Resources owns 99.78% working interest.
And then the 3840 L26.
L26 land plat of the proposed 3840 spacing unit, which is inclusive of sections 19, 20, 29, 30, 31, and 32 of 155 North, 97 West. Continental Resources owns 86.01% working interest in the unit area.
And then the last proposed spacing unit, starting with L27.
L27 is the land plat of section 20, 155 North, 97 West. Continental Resources owns 100% working interest.
And L28.
L28 land plats of section 21, 155 North, 97 West. Continental Resources owns 97.81% working interest.
And L29.
L29 is the the 1280 spacing units of sections 28 and 33 of 155 North, 97 West. Continental Resources owns 96.52% working interest.
And L30.
L30 land plat of the 1280 spacing units of sections 29 and 32, 155 North, 97 West. Continental Resources owns 99.78% working interest.
And then L31.
L31 is the land plat of the proposed 3840 spacing units. It includes sections 20, 21, 28, 29, 32, and 33 of 155 North, 97 West. Continental Resources has 98.4% working interest in the unit area.
No further questions of the land witness.
Any questions from the staff?
Bryce, there are a number of lease line 2,560 acre space units in here, and I believe one lease line 5120 acre space unit in here covering these same lands. Is Continental requesting that those space units be terminated?
I'm not sure if we're requesting them to be terminated, but we are wanting to drill on the 3 mile basis here.
Okay, well, they will be terminated.
Yeah, they can be terminated.
Yeah, that's acceptable.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Nance,
Yes.
do you solemnly swear or affirm under the penalties of perjury that the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be true and correct to the best of your knowledge and belief?
Yes.
David, by whom are you employed?
Continental Resources,
In what capacity?
geologist.
In that capacity, you testified before the commission previously.
Yes.
Had your qualifications accepted as that of an expert.
Yes.
And offer the further testimony of this witness as that of an expert. Excuse me.
Motion granted.
David, let's turn to the next exhibit in the packet, G1. Tell us what that is.
G1 is a general locator map showing our requested spacing units highlighted in yellow and outlined in their respective colors. 50-foot contour intervals of the upper Bakken surface are displayed. The type log for the area is indicated by the red star, and the field outlines are outlined in blue.
And G2.
G2 is a type log for the area. It displays the log unit from 50 foot above the Bakken Pool through the Bakken and Three Forks formations and into the Bird Bear formation. And we expect uniform thickness, density, and porosity in this area.
Okay, and G3.
Let's see here. G3 is the general locator map showing all of the existing development in the area, with Three Forks Wells as pink and Middle Bakken Wells as green. And the rest of the content is the same as Exhibit G1.
No further questions.
Any questions from the staff?
David, on your G1 and G3,
Yes.
it appears you're showing, you have 6 proposed 3840s in your legend, but it appears you're only showing 5 of them on the map.
Let's see here. I'm showing 5 on the legend.
Yeah, that's correct. My mistake. So why aren't you including because the application asks for 6 and I show, it looks like 24, 25, and 36, 19, 30, and 31 is not highlighted on your map.
That may be just a mistake on our part. 24, 25, and 36. Yeah, I can have that fixed.
Yeah, if you would please, it was on G1 and G3. Thank you.
Sorry, David, do you expect any different production in the east where you get that steeper dip?
Since it's a long strike, I don't think so. If it was perpendicular to strike, to dip, perhaps, but no.
Okay.
Mr. McCarley,
Yes.
you solemnly swear or affirm under the penalties of perjury the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be true and correct to the best of your knowledge and belief.
Yes.
Jacob, by whom are you employed?
Continental Resources
In what capacity?
Engineer.
And in that capacity, have you testified before the commission previously?
Yes.
Had your qualifications accepted as that of an expert?
Yes.
For the further testimony of this witness, that of an expert.
Motion granted.
Okay, Jacob, let's turn back to the packet of exhibits. Let's go to E1. Tell us what that is.
E1 is a proposed directional well plot for the 3840 acre spacing unit in sections 4, 5, 8, 9, 16, and 17 in Township 155 North, Range 97 West in Williams County. It shows the existing Middle Bakken lateral wells in green, the existing Three Forks wells in pink, and the proposed Middle Bakken lateral in the green dashed line.
E2.
E2 is a proposed directional well plot for a 3840 acre spacing unit in sections 5, 6, 7, 8, 17, and 18 in Township 155 North, Range 97 West in Williams County. It shows the existing Middle Bakken wells in green, existing Three Forks wells in pink, and the proposed Middle Bakken lateral in the green dash line.
E3.
E3 is a proposed directional well plot of a 3840 acre spacing unit in sections 6, 7, and 18 in Township 155 North, Range 97 West, and sections 1, 12, and 13 in Township 155 North, Range 98 West in Williams County. It shows the existing Middle Bakken laterals in green, the existing Three Fork laterals in pink, and the proposed Middle Bakken lateral in the green dash line.
E4.
E4 is a proposed directional well plot of a 3840 acre spacing unit in sections 19, 30, and 31 in Township 155 North, Range 97 West, sections 24, 25, and 36 in Township 155 North, Range 98 West in Williams County. It shows the existing Middle Bakken wells in green, existing Three Forks wells in pink, and the proposed Middle Bakken lateral in the green dash line.
E5.
E5 is a proposed directional well plot of a 3840 acre spacing unit of sections 19, 20, 29, 30, 31, and 32 in Township 155 North, Range 97 West. It shows the existing Middle Bakken laterals in green, existing Three Forks laterals in pink, and the proposed Middle Bakken lateral in the green dash line.
E6.
E6 is a proposed directional well plot of a 38, 40 acre spacing unit in sections 20, 21, 28, 29, 32, and 33 of Township 155 North, Range 97 West in Williams County. It shows the existing Middle Bakken laterals in green, existing Three Forks laterals in pink, and the proposed Middle Bakken well in the green dashed line.
Okay, now let's go to E7.
E7 is the typical Middle Bakken wellbore diagram for a 3 mile lateral with a 9 5/8 surface casing with the TVD of 26,000 measured depth.
Anticipated frac stages.
Sorry,
I said anticipated frac stages.
it'll have 65 plug and perf stages.
And then let's go to E8.
E8 is the economic and reserves basis for all the wells included in this case. It shows them drilled in the Middle Bakken Reservoir with an initial rate of 1,750 barrels of oil per day, the decline rate of 78% with an exponent of 0.8. The GOR is 5,037. The EUR is 531 MBO, and the EUR of gas is 2,647 MMCF with an MBOE EUR of 972. Economics run at $60 oil and $3 gas with the drilling costs of $10.7 million. The operating cost per month is $9,250 with a working interest of 100% and revenue interest of 82%. The NPV is $4,438,000 with a rate of return of 57% and a payout of 3.5 years. The reservoir parameters match that were presented in the geology exhibits.
And exhibit GM1, is that a gas capture affidavit that the commission typically requires in these sorts of matters?
Yes.
In your opinion, will the requested relief prevent waste, protect relative rights, and prevent the drilling of unnecessary wells?
Yes.
No further questions, offer the exhibits.
Exhibits are admitted. Any questions from the staff?
Jacob, on your exhibit E2, E3, E4, and E5, I assume that's the same surface location for those 4 lease line wells?
Yes, I believe that's correct.
And so the proposed lease line wells, it looks like the surface locations that I just or the one in section 19 and the one between sections 20 and 21. That surface location, those surface locations aren't going to be used for any infill development.
What was the question? Sorry.
So the surface location in section 19 and then the surface location on exhibit E6, those surface locations are not going to be used for any infill development?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you. So similar, are these new pads? New build pads? Or are they reoccupations of existing pads?
These will be new build pads.
Okay. Then I guess similar to Mark's question, do you plan to drill the infill development for like sections 4 and 9 on E1 from that same pad that you have depicted on this diagram?
Yes.
Okay. I guess on E4, I would have the same question. You have what appears to be a relatively large pad there in the northwest of section 19, and you have infill development. Do you expect the infill development to be drilled from that same pad? Same.
Yes, I think we're planning on that.
Okay, same question for E5 as well.
Yes.
Okay. And when's your planned development date for this area? Approximate development date?
I think these are planned for 2027 development.
Okay, thank you.
Lawrence, is October 30th enough time?
That'd be great. Thank you.
The record will remain open in this case until October 30th. Concludes hearing for case number 32248. Case number 32049. In the matter of a hearing called on a motion of the Commission to consider the application of Continental Resources, Inc. for an order authorizing the conversion of the Durant 4-12H well located in a spacing unit comprised of sections 1 and 12, Township 155 North, Range 99 West, Williams, North County, North Dakota, for the temporary injection of gas in the East Fork Bakken Pool pursuant to NDAC Chapter 43-02-05 and such other relief as is appropriate. The case has been continued. Actually, let me stop. Lawrence, on your witness sheet, you say continue to December. On the docket, it says November. What is, do you know which month it's?
Let's make it November.
November.
Yeah, thank you.
This case has been continued to our November hearings. That concludes hearing for case number 32049. Case number 32050. In the matter of a hearing called on a motion of the Commission to consider the application of Continental Resources, Inc. for an order authorizing the conversion of the Durant 5-12H well located in a space unit comprised of sections 1 and 12, Township 155 North, Range 99 West, Williams County, North Dakota, for the temporary injection of gas in the East Fork Bakken Pool pursuant to NDAC Chapter 43-02-05 and such other relief as is appropriate. This case has been continued to our November hearings. That concludes the hearing for case number 32050. Case number 32051. In the matter of a hearing called on the motion of the Commission to consider the application of Continental Resources, Inc. for an order authorizing the conversion of the Durant 6-12H1 well located in a space unit comprised of sections 1 and 12, Township 155 North, Range 99 West, Williams County, North Dakota, for the temporary injection of gas in the East Fork Bakken Pool pursuant to NDAC Chapter 43-02-05 and such other relief as is appropriate. This case has been continued to our November hearings. That concludes the hearing for case number 32051. Case number 32052. In the matter of a hearing called on a motion of the Commission to consider the application of Continental Resources, Inc. for an order authorizing the conversion of the Durant 7-12H well located in a space unit comprised of sections 1 and 12, Township 155 North, Range 99 West, Williams County, North Dakota, for the temporary injection of gas in the East Fork Bakken Pool pursuant to NDAC Chapter 43-02-05 and such other relief as is appropriate. This case has been continued to our November hearings. That concludes the hearing for case number 32052. Case number 32056. Application of Continental Resources, Inc. for an order for the Stony Creek Bakken Pool and or Williston Bakken Pool, Williams County, North Dakota, as follows. 1. Create and establish an overlapping 1280-acre space unit comprised of sections 27 and 34, Township 155 North, Range 100 West, authorizing the drilling of a total not to exceed 6 wells on said proposed overlapping 1280-acre space unit. And 2. Terminate the existing 1280-acre space unit comprised of sections 22 and 27, Township 155 North, Range 100 West, authorizing the drilling of up to 6 wells on said existing 1280-acre space unit, and such further relief as appropriate. This case has been continued to our November hearings. That concludes the hearing for case number 32056. Case number 32249. Application of Continental Resources, Inc. for an order from the Wild Rose Bakken Pool, Divide County, North Dakota, to create and establish 6 overlapping 2560-acre spacing units comprised of sections 1, 12, 13, and 24, sections 2, 11, 14, and 23, sections 3, 10, 15, and 22, sections 4, 9, 16, and 21, sections 5, 8, 17, and 20, and sections 6, 7, 18, and 19, all in Township 160 North, Range 97 West, authorizing the drilling of a total not to exceed 5 wells on each proposed overlapping 2560-acre space unit, and such further relief as appropriate. All interested parties, please come forward.
Thank you, Mr. Examiner. Lawrence Bender, P.O. Box 1855, Bismarck, appearing in this matter, case 32249 on behalf of Continental Resources, Inc.
Mr. Calloway,
Yes.
do you solemnly swear or affirm under the penalties of perjury the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be true and correct to the best of your knowledge and belief?
Yes, I do.
Matt, by whom are you employed?
Continental Resources
In what capacity?
as a landman.
And in that capacity, you testified before the commission previously.
Yes, I have.
Had your qualifications accepted as that of an expert?
Yes, I have.
For the further testimony, this witness that of an expert.
Motion granted.
Matt, let's turn to the packet of exhibits for 32249. Let's go to Exhibit L1. Tell us what Exhibit L1 is.
Exhibit L1 is a general locator map showing the existing field boundaries outlined in blue and the proposed 2,560 acre spacing units outlined in green, pink, blue, orange, purple, and red.
And L2.
L2 is a land plat of sections 1 and 12 of 160 North, 97 West, as well as a work interest breakdown indicating Continental having a 38.67% work interest.
L3.
L3 is a land plat of sections 13 and 24 of 160 North, 97 West, as well as a work interest breakdown indicating Continental having a 78.2% work interest.
L4.
L4 is a land plat of sections 112, 13, and 24 of 160 North, 97 West, as well as a work interest breakdown indicating Continental having a 58.44% work interest.
And L5.
L5 is a land plat of sections 2 and 11 of 160 North, 97 West, as well as a work interest breakdown indicating Continental having a 76.88% work interest.
L6.
L6 is a land plat of sections 14 and 23 of 160 North, 97 West, as well as a work interest breakdown indicating Continental having a 79.45% work interest.
L7.
L7 is a land plat of sections 2, 11, 14, and 23 of 160 North, 97 West, as well as a work interest breakdown indicating Continental having a 78.16% work interest.
L8.
L8 is a land plat of sections 3 and 10 of 160 North, 97 West, as well as a work interest breakdown indicating Continental having a 50.31% work interest.
L9.
L9 is a land plat of sections 15 and 22 of 160 North, 97 West, as well as a work interest breakdown indicating Continental having an 82.34% work interest.
And L10.
L10 is a land plat of sections 3, 10, 15, and 22 of 160 North, 97 West, as well as a work interest breakdown indicating Continental having a 66.33% work interest.
L11.
L11 is a land plat of sections 4 and 9 of 160 North, 97 West, as well as a work interest breakdown indicating Continental having a 96.33% work interest.
L12.
L12 is a land plat of sections 16 and 21 of 160 North, 97 West, as well as a work interest breakdown indicating Continental having a 94.53% work interest.
L13.
L13 is a land plat of sections 4, 9, 16, and 21 of 160 North, 97 West, as well as a work interest breakdown indicating Continental having a 95.43% work interest.
L14.
L14 is a land plat of sections 5 and 8 of 160 North, 97 West, as well as a work interest breakdown indicating Continental having a 76.17% work interest.
L15.
L15 is a land plat of sections 17 and 20 of 160 North, 97 West, as well as a work interest breakdown indicating Continental having a 78.2% work interest.
And L16.
L16 is a land plat of sections 5, 8, 17, and 20 of 160 North, 97 West, as well as a work interest breakdown indicating Continental having a 77.19% work interest.
L17.
L17 is a land plat of sections 6 and 7 of 160 North, 97 West, as well as a work interest breakdown indicating Continental having a 45.78% work interest.
L18.
L18 is a land plat of sections 18 and 19 of 160 North, 97 West, as well as a work interest breakdown indicating Continental having a 79.77% work interest.
And finally, L19.
L19 is a land plat of sections 6, 7, 18, and 19 of 160 North, 97 West, as well as a work interest breakdown indicating Continental having a 62.77% work interest.
No further questions of the land witness.
Any questions from staff? Mr. Nance is still under oath, so you can proceed.
David, G1.
One is a general locator map showing our requested spacing units highlighted in yellow and outlined in their respective colors. 50-foot contour intervals of the upper Bakken are displayed, and the type log for the area is displayed by the red star, and the field outlines are in blue.
And G2.
G2 is the type log for the area. It displays the log unit from 50 feet above the middle Bakken and down to the bird bear. We expect uniform thickness, density, and porosity in this area.
And G3.
G3 is a general locator map showing existing development with Middle Bakken wells in green and Three Forks wells in pink. And then also our proposed spacing units outlined in their colors. The type well for the area is a red star and the field outlines in blue.
No further questions.
Any questions from the staff?
David, it appears that the legend for exhibits G1 and G3 only have 5 spacing units, but there's 6. Could you just
Yes.
add that when you get a chance?
Yes, sir. We'll fix that.
Thank you.
Is one of those, I guess on G3 and G1, I guess G3, there's one that's indicated to be a 2840 acre spacing unit. Actually, there's 2. Is that should be 2560? Is that correct?
That's correct. That's a typo that will get fixed as well.
Okay, thank you.
Ms. George,
Yes.
solemnly swear or affirm under the penalties of perjury the testimony you're about to give in this matter to be true and correct to the best of your knowledge and belief.
I do.
Elizabeth, by whom are you employed?
Continental Resources,
In what capacity?
reservoir engineer.
And in that capacity, have you testified before the commission previously?
Yes.
Had your qualifications accepted as that of an expert?
Yes.
For the further testimony of this witness, that of an expert.
Motion granted.
Elizabeth, let's go to the next exhibit in the packet, E1. Can you tell us what E1 is?
E1 is a proposed directional well plot encompassing 6 separate 2560 acre spacing units with existing Middle Bakken laterals shown in green, existing Three Fork laterals shown in pink, and 5 subsequent future Bakken Three Forks laterals displayed in each of the 6 units, comprising of 30 additional wells.
And then let's go to E2.
E2 is a standard wellbore diagram with a estimated measured depth of 31,000 feet and approximately 130 plug and perf stages.
E3.
E3 are the reserves basis and gross economics for a 4-mile Middle Bakken well with an initial rate of 1,000 barrels per day, declining at 70% and an exponent of 0.8, estimated GOR of 1,626 SCF per barrel, an EUR of 778,000 barrels of oil, 1.265 BCF of gas, and 989,000 barrels of oil equivalent. Gross economics represented at $60 oil, $3 gas, 100% working interest, and 80% revenue interest, with an estimated drilling cost of $14.4 million per well and an operating cost of $12,700 a month, generating an NPV 10 of approximately $2,448,000, an internal rate of return of 26%, and a payout of 2.9 years.
And exhibit GM1, is that a gas capture affidavit that the commission typically requires in these sorts of matters?
Yes.
And in your opinion, will the requested relief prevent waste, protect relative rights, and prevent the drilling of unnecessary wells?
Yes, it will.
No further questions. Offer the exhibits.
Exhibits are admitted. Any questions from the staff?
When's the approximate development date of this area?
Ideally, we would re-enter kind of developing in this area in the next 18 to 24 months, but just pending the stability of commodity prices, that's subject to change.
Okay, thanks.
Is October 30th good enough?
Yes.
Record in this case will remain open until October 30th. That concludes our hearing for case number 32249. We will now take a 10-minute break. back on the record. We're actually going to jump ahead to case number 32251. Application of Silver Hill Energy Operating LLC for an order amending the field rules for the Larson Bakken Pool and or Leaf Mountain Bakken Pool, Burke County, North Dakota, to create and establish two overlapping 38 40-acre spacing units comprised of sections 1, 12, and 13, Township 161 North, Range 94 West, and sections 6, 7, and 18, Township 161 North, Range 93 West, and sections 24, 25, and 36, Township 161 North, Range 94 West, and sections 19, 30, and 31, Township 161 North, Range 93 West, authorizing the drilling of a horizontal well on or near the section line between existing spacing units on each proposed overlapping 38 40-acre spacing unit, and such further relief. All interested parties, please come forward.
Thank you, Mr. Examiner. Lawrence Bender, P.O. Box 1855, Bismarck, North Dakota. And I'm appearing in case number 32251 on behalf of Silver Hill Energy Operating Inc. LLC.
Mr. Bossy,
Yes, sir.
do you solemnly swear or affirm under the penalties of perjury the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be true and correct to the best of your knowledge and belief?
Yes, sir, I do.
Kyle, by whom are you employed?
Silver Hill Energy Partners.
And in what capacity?
I am the lead Bakken landman.
And in that capacity, you testified before the commission previously?
Yes, sir, I have.
And have you had your qualifications accepted as that of an expert?
Yes, sir.
For the further testimony, this witness that of an expert.
Motion granted.
Kyle, let's go to L1 in the packet of exhibits. Can you identify L1 and then briefly discuss what's contained upon it?
Yes, sir. This is a locator map. Below it depicts Township 161 North, 93 West, and Township 161 North, 94 West of Burke County, and the two 3840 spacing units we were proposing for section line wells, which are represented by the two black dashed lines or boxes below.
Okay, and then let's go to L2.
L2, this is a zoomed in plat representing the 3840 spacing unit and the three spacing units involved within the 3840. They're shown by the red, blue, and green boxes in the diagram above. Currently, Silver Hill owns 51.21% working interest in the green box, covering sections 6, 7, and 18. 41.42% working interest within the blue box, covering sections 12, 13, and 24, and 0% working interest within the red box, covering sections 1, 25, and 36. Within the 3840, Silver Hill currently owns 39.41% working interest, and FP Balboa, North Dakota, owns 28.47% in this 3840 spacing unit that we're proposing.
Okay, and L3.
L3 is the second 3840. It's a zoomed in plat showing the three spacing units involved within the 3840, represented by the red, blue, and green boxes. Currently, Silver Hill owns 66.75% working interest within the green box, covering sections 19, 30, and 31. 41.42% working interest within the red box, covering sections 12, 13, and 24, and 0% within the blue box, covering sections 25 and 36. Silver Hill currently owns 40.28% working interest, and FP Balboa ND LLC owns 13.42% in the 3840 spacing unit for section line well.
Because Silver Hill owns less than a majority interest in each of these proposed spacing units, will Silver Hill have discussions with the other working interest owners to determine who should be the operator?
Yes, sir. We've had discussions with FP Balboa and are in alignment on development plans for this area, and we plan to work with other working interest owners regarding the development.
Okay, and FB Balboa, do they have an affiliate that the commission might be more familiar with?
Formentera.
Okay. Thank you. No further questions to the land witness.
Any questions from the staff? Mr. George,
Yes, sir.
do you solemnly swear or affirm under the penalties of perjury the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be true and correct to the best of your knowledge and belief?
Yes, I do.
Mark, by whom are you employed?
Silver Hill Energy
In what capacity?
as geoscience manager.
And in that capacity, have you testified before the commission previously?
Yes,
Had your qualifications accepted as that of an expert?
yes.
For the further testimony of this witness, that of an expert.
Motion granted.
Okay, Mark, let's go to the next exhibit in the packet. It's been previously marked as G1. Can you tell us what G1 is?
Yes, so Exhibit G1 is a geologic structure map on top of the Middle Bakken Formation with a 50-foot contour interval. The Middle Bakken Formation is seen dipping north-northeast to south-southwest. The red dashed lines indicate the various field outlines neighboring the proposed 3840 spacing unit, and the red star indicates the type log. The red star in section 20 indicates the location of type log in Exhibit G2.
Okay, and then G2.
So Exhibit G2 is the Olson 1120H, 11-20H well drilled by Oasis Petroleum. The log displayed captures the Upper Bakken Formation through the Three Forks into the top of the Bird Bear. The Middle Bakken target is roughly 60 foot thick, and the Upper Three Forks target is roughly 25 foot thick, indicated by the red arrows. The log as shown is caliper and gamma ray on the left, deep resistivity in the middle, and density and neutron porosity on the right.
No further questions of this witness.
Any questions from the staff? Mr. Jaroska,
Yes, sir.
do you solemnly swear or affirm under the penalties of perjury the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be true and correct to the best of your knowledge and belief?
I do.
Billy, by whom are you employed?
Silver Hill Energy.
There's some echo on your end. Is it echoing for you as well?
It is not echoing for me.
Okay. Well, we'll continue to see what how it goes here. And by whom are you employed?
I'm employed by Silver Hill Energy,
In what capacity?
Vice President, Reservoir Engineering.
And in that capacity, have you testified before the commission previously?
I have.
Had your qualifications accepted as that of an expert?
Yes.
For the further testimony of this witness, that of an expert.
Motion granted.
Okay, Billy, let's go to the next exhibit in the packet, E1. Can you tell us what that is?
Yes. E1 is a proposed development plan for these two 3840s that we're applying for. As you can see, the purple box is the location. We just recently drilled a Middle Bakken well in sections 6, 7, and 18 of 16193, and a Three Forks well in sections 19, 30, and 31. So these section line wells will be reoccupation of that pad and will be drilled off of that pad along the section lines.
Okay, E2.
E2 is a typical wellbore diagram for this area that shows the lateral length and the well design, and we plan on stimulating this with a plug and perk design with approximately 50 stages.
And E3.
E3 are reservoir parameters for both the Middle Bakken and Upper Three Forks. We are in the process of delineating this area along with other operators, and we're testing both Middle Bakken and the Upper Three Forks bench to determine whether or not we ultimately drill in a single bench or wine rack. And so what you can see is we've got the reservoir parameters showing oil in place for about 58 million barrels for 3840 in the Middle Bakken and 26 million barrels in the Upper Three Forks. We believe so far with the wells that are drilled that the production profile is going to be very similar between the two landing zones. So we went ahead and just ran out economics for each of the reservoirs being the same. Anticipate a 950 barrel a day IP, ultimate recovery of 485 MPO. And at $65 oil, $3.25 gas, and 100% working interest and 81% debt, we anticipate a PV of $1.7 million with a rate of return of 22% and a payout of 34 months.
And Exhibit E4, is that a gas capture affidavit that the commission typically requires in these sorts of matters?
It is.
In your opinion, will the requested relief prevent waste, protect relative rights, and prevent the building of unnecessary wells?
Yes.
No further questions, Mr. Examiner. Offer the exhibits.
Exhibits are admitted. Any questions from the staff?
Just want to make sure I understand you guys do not have a target yet. It will either be the mid Bakken or the upper Three Forks. Is that correct? Or both?
Yes, we want to have the flexibility as we determine the full development program out here, and you'll see in the next case that we're gonna be looking at doing either Middle Bakken or Three Forks, depending on how we ultimately line rack or pick a particular reservoir based on productivity.
Okay, thank you.
That concludes our hearing for case number 32251. Case number 32252. Application of Silver Hill Energy Operating LLC for an order amending the field rules for the Black Slough Bakken Pool, Leaf Mountain Bakken Pool, and or Foothills Bakken Pool. Burke County, North Dakota, to create and establish 8 overlapping 38 40-acre spacing units comprised of sections 2, 3, 10, 11, 14, and 15, sections 3, 4, 9, 10, 15, and 16, sections 4, 5, 8, 9, 16, and 17, sections 5, 6, 7, 8, 17, and 18, sections 19, 20, 29, 30, 31, and 32, sections 20, 21, 28, 29, 32, and 33, sections 21, 22, 27, 28, 33, and 34, and sections 22, 23, 26, 27, 34, and 35, all in Township 161 North, Range 93 West, authorizing the drilling of a horizontal well on or near the section line between existing spacing units on each proposed overlapping 38 40-acre spacing unit, and such further relief. All interested parties, please come forward.
Thank you, Mr. Examiner. Lawrence Bender, P.O. Box 1855, Bismarck, appearing in this matter, case 32252, on behalf of Silver Hill Energy Operating LLC. We'll be calling the same 3 witnesses in this matter as we did in the previous case.
They're still under oath.
Okay, Kyle, let's go to Exhibit L1. As you did in the previous case, identify Exhibit L1 and briefly discuss what's contained upon it. Are you on mute, Kyle?
Sorry about that.
Not a problem.
This locator map depicts Township 161, Range 93 west of Burke County, and the 8 3840 spacing units we are proposing section line wells within the area outlined in the black dash boxes below, and the wells represented by the red dash lines. The following slides will be working from the west side to the east side of 16193.
All right, let's go to L2.
So L2 is the first 3840. It's a zoomed in plat representing the 3840 spacing unit, and the 2 existing spacing units involved within this 3840 are shown by the red and blue boxes in the diagram above. Silver Hill currently owns 51.21% working interests in the red box, covering sections 6, 7, and 18, and 29.73% working interest within the blue box, covering sections 5, 8, and 17. Silver Hill currently owns 40.74% working interest in FP Balboa. NDLLC owns 13.49% working interest in the 3840 spacing unit for the section line well we are proposing.
Okay, and L3.
L3, this is the representation of the 3840 just to the south of the one we just discussed. The 2 existing spacing units involved within this 3840 are shown with the red and blue boxes. Silver Hill currently owns 66.75% within the red box, covering sections 19, 30, and 31, and 17.49% working interest within the blue box, covering sections 20, 29, and 32. Silver Hill currently owns 42.12% working interest in FP Balboa ND LLC owns 14.04% working interest in a 3840 spacing unit.
L4.
Okay, this is showing the two existing spacing units involved within the 3840 spacing unit, shown in the red and blue boxes again. Currently, Silver Hill owns 29.73% working interest in the red box covering sections 5, 8, and 17, and 50.71% working interest in the blue box covering sections 4, 9, and 16. Silver Hill currently owns 40.22% working interest, and FP Balboa ND LLC owns 13.41% working interest in a 3840 spacing unit for section line well we're proposing.
And L5.
Okay. Again, this is a 3840 just to the south of the one we just discussed. The two existing spacing units involved within this 3840 are represented by the red and blue boxes above. Currently, Silver Hill owns 17.49% working interest in section 20, 29, and 32, and 30.62% within the blue box covering sections 21, 28, and 33. Silver Hill currently owns 24.06% working interest, and FP Balboa ND LLC owns 18.23% working interest in the 3840 spacing unit for section line well.
L6.
L6 is the fifth 3840 we are discussing. The two existing spacing units involved within this 3840 are again depicted by the red and blue boxes above. Silver Hill currently owns 50.71% working interest within the red box, covering sections 4, 9, and 16, and 58.85% working interest within the blue box covering sections 3, 10, and 15. We currently own 54.78% working interest, and FP Balboa ND LLC owns 18.26% working interest in the 3840 spacing unit.
L7.
L7 is just to the south of the 3840 we discussed, and again, two existing spacing units which are depicted with the red and blue boxes above. Currently, Silver Hill owns 30.62% working interest within the red box, covering sections 21, 28, 33, and 43.01% working interest within the blue box, covering sections 22, 27, and 34. Currently, Silver Hill owns 36.82% working interest, and FP Balboa ND LLC owns 36.82% working interest in this 3840 spacing unit.
And then L8.
Okay, so this 3840 spacing unit has three existing spacing units involved within the 3840 and are shown by the red, blue, and green boxes in the diagram above. Currently, Silver Hill owns 58.85% working interest in the red box covering sections 3, 10, and 15, 21.81% within the blue box covering sections 2 and 11, and 0% working interest within the green box covering sections 14 and 23. Silver Hill currently owns 36.7% working interest, and FP Balboa ND LLC owns 12.23% working interest in the proposed 3840 spacing unit.
And then finally L9.
Similar to the above, this 3840 has three existing spacing units involved, shown by the red, blue, and green boxes in the diagram above. Currently, Silver Hill owns 43.01% working interest within the red box covering sections 22, 27, and 34, and 18.44% working interest in the blue box covering 26 and 35, and 0% working interest in the green box covering sections 14 and 23. Currently, Silver Hill owns 27.56% working interest, and FP Balboa ND LLC owns 23.56% working interest within this proposed 3840 spacing unit.
Now, in a number of these proposed spacing units, Silver Hill owns less than a majority interest. In those situations, will Silver Hill have discussions with the other working interest owners to determine who should be the operator?
Yes, sir. We've had prior discussions with FP Balboa and DLLC being Formentera and are in alignment with development plans in this area and plan to work with the remaining working interest owners regarding the development of this area.
No further questions for the land witness.
Any questions from the staff? You can proceed.
Okay, Mark, G1.
Okay, exhibit G1 is a Middle Bakken structure map. Again, you can see the formation dipping from northeast to southwest. The red lines indicating the field outlines, the black dash lines indicating the two areas for the spacing units, and the red star in section 20 will be the same type log, the Olson 1120H on the next exhibit.
G2.
So again, we're looking at the Olson type log. Here again, the Middle Bakken and Three Forks targets. Middle Bakken being 60 foot thick and the Three Forks being 25 foot thick. Same logs shown on this display. We've got gamma ray caliper on the left with deep resistivity and a density and neutron porosity on the right.
No further questions.
Any questions from the staff? You can proceed.
Billy, let's go to E1.
Okay, exhibit E1 is the proposed development plan for this area for the section line wells. As you can see, we're planning on a row of surface locations across the middle of these DSUs, drilling to the north and to the south of the common pads. So the reason we didn't draw in all of the other sticks for the full development plan is that we're still evaluating this area to be able to understand whether we want to drill 4 or 5 wells per DSU, including these section line wells, and also whether or not we're going to ultimately wide rack them with the Middle Bakken and Three Forks, or if we're going to pick one or the other landing zones, depending on how this plays out. I will note that Formentera is drilling to the northwest. Phoenix has some plans, according to some of the stuff they put on the docket, to drill on the eastern side. And so there's multiple companies in the area that are delineating out this area, and we'll have a lot more data here over the next 2 to 3 years to determine exactly how this full-scale development is going to work out.
E2.
E2 is the same typical well design. We're planning on completing these wells with a plug and perf stimulation of approximately 50 stages.
E3.
E3 is the same economics that we had talked about in the previous case. It shows the reservoir parameters, the production profile, and expected economics.
So all the testimony you would have provided in the previous case would be equally applicable here?
Yes.
Okay. And E4, is that a gas capture affidavit that the commission typically requires in these sorts of matters?
Yes.
In your opinion, will the requested relief prevent waste, protect relative rights, prevent the drilling of unnecessary wells?
Yes.
No further questions. Offer the exhibits.
Exhibits are admitted. Any questions from the staff?
Billy, using exhibit E1, which lease line pad is going to be spotted first? Do you know yet?
We are looking at sections 3, 4, 9, 10, 15, and 16. We're looking to drill the northern wells off that pad that we drilled Elephant 1 wells. And so when we drill those first wells that are either 1250 or 1320 off the section line, we will probably drill the section line well at the same time. We're looking at that being sometime next summer. And then the rest of the development out here should happen over the next 2 to 3 years.
Okay, so that was my next question: is you'll drill that and evaluate and determine essentially where you're going to move to next?
That's correct. And again, we just drilled the Elephant 2 wells in sections 6, 7, 18, and 19, 30, and 31. And so depending on how those look, we may come back and drill those the section line wells right off of that. in short order as well.
Okay, thank you. That concludes our hearing for case number 32252. Case number 32253, application of Silver Hill Energy Operating LLC for an order amending field rules for the Stoneview Bakken and North Tioga Bakken pools, Divide County, North Dakota, to modify an overlapping 2560 acre stand-up spacing unit comprised of all of sections 13, 24, 25, and 36, Township 160 North, Range 95 West, and authorizing the drilling, completion, and production of a total not to exceed 3 horizontal wells on such proposed spacing unit, and such other relief as appropriate. This case has been continued to our November hearings. That concludes our hearing for case number 32253. We will now move back to case number 32250. Application of Phoenix Operating LLC for an order amending the applicable orders for Scable Wild Rose Bakken Pool to establish an overlapping 3840 acre spacing unit described as section 6, 7, and 18, Township 160 North, Range 97 West, and sections 1, 12, and 13, Township 160 North, Range 98 West, Divide County, North Dakota, and to authorize one horizontal well to be drilled on such unit and granting such other relief as may be appropriate. All interested parties, please come forward. All interested parties, please come forward.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, Tom Throne, PO Box 1056 in Sheridan, Wyoming, appearing on behalf of Phoenix Operating LLC. I have 3 witnesses, all of which are present and will testify in all of the Phoenix cases. Mark Johnson will testify as to land. Keith Coffindaffer will testify as to geology. And Eric Shivy will testify as to engineering.
Mr. Johnson, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm under the penalties of perjury the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be true and correct to the best of your knowledge and belief? I do.
Mr. Johnson, please state your name and address for the record.
My name is Mark Johnson. My work address is 4643 South Ulster Street, Denver, Colorado 80237. I'm employed by Phoenix Operating Company as Executive Vice President of Land, Regulatory, and HSE.
And have you previously been accepted as an expert in petroleum land matters?
I have.
And are you personally familiar with all the lands that are being discussed in all of Phoenix's hearings today?
I am.
I would ask that Mr. Johnson be accepted as an expert in petroleum land matters.
Motion granted.
Okay, starting with Exhibit E1, please discuss the area subject to this application.
Exhibit 1 is just our zoomed out view. You can see the proposed spacing unit outlined in red in the kind of the southeast corner of Divide County, North Dakota. As you go to Exhibit 2, again, zooms in even further. You can see the 6 sections, 1, 12, 13 of 160-98 and 6, 7, 18 of 160-97. And this, I think it's in this spot or was in this spot earlier because it is right next to some Continental 4-milers that they just talked to you guys about in 160-97.
And that would have been hearing 32249.
Correct.
And you might elaborate a little bit on the impact of that application as it adjoins yours, just for clarity.
Yeah, so in 160-98, where Phoenix has been developing, we have an assortment of different spacing patterns, 3s, 2s, 4-milers, but we like the top row of 160-98 as 3-milers, and we are just putting on the docket to do an eastern lease line well. We obviously didn't know Continental was going to be spacing a 4-miler, but we do have plans in the works where nothing would get stranded from a lease line perspective from our development plan for the wells in the south as well. So, which will come in hearings probably in December.
Okay, moving on to Exhibit 3, discuss that exhibit.
Exhibit 3 shows the detail of the 3840 spacing unit, where in the proposed lease line well, Phoenix owns a 27.4% working interest.
And will Phoenix cooperate with the other working interest owners in developing this proposed spacing unit?
Yes, we've recently spoken with Continental, so we will continue discussions about our plan versus their plan in this area.
And did you execute exhibit number 9, the gas capture affidavit?
I did.
I would ask that the exhibits 1, 2, 3, and 9 be admitted into the record.
Exhibits are admitted. Any questions from the staff? Mr. Coffindaffer, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm under the penalties of perjury the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be true and correct to the best of your knowledge and belief?
Yes, I do.
Keith, would you please state your name and work address for the record?
Yes, I'm Keith Coffindaffer. I work at Phoenix Operating LLC at 4643 South Ulster Street, Suite 1510 in Denver, Colorado.
And in what capacity are you employed?
I'm a senior geologist with Phoenix.
And have you previously been accepted as an expert witness in petroleum geology?
Yes, I am.
And are you personally familiar with all of the lands that we are discussing in all of Phoenix's applications today?
Yes, I am.
I would ask that you be accepted as an expert witness in petroleum geology.
Motion granted.
Starting with Exhibit 4, would you please describe the structure map?
Certainly. So this is a structure map, a subsea structure map on the Middle Bakken, and we see over the proposed 3840 acre spacing units that the structure of the Middle Bakken dips to the southeast across the spacing unit, and we also see the cross-section line A to A prime denoted in the yellow.
Okay, and you also have the type log listed there.
That's correct.
And just for the Commission's interest, those blue spacing units to the southwest of the proposed spacing units, those are all operated by Phoenix?
That's correct, yes.
Okay, moving on to Exhibit 5, please describe the type log, cross-section, and reservoir parameters.
Certainly. So this is the cross-section showing the wells highlighted in the previous exhibits, A to A prime, and the type log in the center. We see our gamma ray resistivity and neutron density curves there, all to show that the Middle Bakken is present and continuous across the acreage position. We also see that the reservoir properties for the type log, the Bergman 19.1, are located below. We anticipate the Middle Bakken to be at a depth of 9260 TBD. Average porosity in this area is about 7%, average water saturation of about 31%, average thickness in the area is 53 feet. The B sub OI is 1.5 that we use to calculate our OIP, and 8.1 million barrels per section.
I have no further questions from Mr. Coffindaffer and ask that Exhibits 4 and 5 be admitted into the record.
Exhibits are admitted. Any questions from the staff? Mr. Shivy, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm under the penalties of perjury the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be true and correct to the best of your knowledge and belief?
I do. Would you please state your name and address for the record?
Yes, my name is Eric Shivy. I'm with Phoenix Operating LLC at 4643 South Ulster Street, Suite 1510, Denver, Colorado, 80237.
And what is your position at Phoenix Operating?
I'm the Vice President of Reservoir Engineering and Corporate Reserves.
And have you previously been accepted as an expert in petroleum engineering?
Yes, I have.
And are you personally familiar with the land subject to this application as well as all the other applications
I am.
before the Commission today? I'd ask that Mr. Shivy be accepted as an expert in petroleum engineering.
Motion granted.
Starting with Exhibit 6, please describe the wellbore diagram that Phoenix will use.
Yes, this is our three-string standard design in the Williston Basin, as previous in a lot of our other cases. 4.5-inch liners cemented in place. These are planned as 3-mile laterals. Fracs would be about 80 stages.
Moving on to Exhibit 7, describe the development plan in the area, including the lease line.
Certainly. The green dash line is the the wellbore in this exhibit, or in this case, sorry, right on the section lines between the 6 DSUs. We plan to co-develop this with the 4 other dashed lines shown in unit of 1, 12, and 13. So all 5 of these would be drilled simultaneously and completed simultaneously. This is scheduled on our drill schedule currently for the end of Q2 2026. We'd be drilling south to north.
Okay, Exhibit 8, discuss the economics based on the reservoir properties.
The first table up top is our decline curve parameters used. It's 32,000 barrels of oil a month, instantaneous rate with an initial decline of 65%, B factor of 0.7. Average GOR in the area is about 7,000 SCF per barrel. That yields an EUR of 630,000 barrels of oil with about 440 MMCF of gas. The table below are a summary of the economics. We assume flat oil price is $65 per barrel, $3 per MCF for gas. D&C costs approximately $10 million for 3-mile laterals, variable OPEX of $5 per barrel of oil, and a fixed OPEX averaging $7,500 per month for the life of the well. Assuming 8/8 economics with a 20% royalty, a net income of $17.8 million per well, a PV10 yielded of about $4.1 million, undiscounted return on investment 1.85, internal rate of return 39%, and a payout of approximately 2 years.
I have no further questions from Mr. Shivy and ask that Exhibits 6, 7, and 8 be admitted into the record.
Exhibits are admitted. Any questions from the staff? That concludes our hearing for case number 32250. Case number 32254. Application of Phoenix Operating LLC for an order amending the applicable orders for the Alcabo Clinton Bakken Pool to establish a stand-up 2560 acre spacing unit described as sections 14, 23, 26, and 35, Township 162 North, Range 102 West, Divide County, North Dakota, and authorize 5 horizontal wells to be drilled in such unit or grant such relief as may be appropriate. All interested parties, please come forward.
Mr. Chairman, Tom Throne, appearing on behalf of Phoenix Operating, have the same 3 witnesses. All are present.
They're still under oath.
Mark, would you start with Exhibit 1 and describe the lands that are subject to this application?
Exhibit 1 is just our zoomed out view. You can see the proposed DSU outlined in red in the northwest corner of Divide County. As you zoom into Exhibit 2, you can see that it encompasses sections 14, 23, 26, 35 of 162, 102. And when you get to Exhibit 3, zoom in a little bit more, you can see that at the bottom that Phoenix currently owns a 45.4% working interest in this proposed 2560 acre spacing unit.
And will Phoenix cooperate with the other working interest owners in developing this unit if approved?
We will.
And did you execute the capture affidavit as Exhibit 9?
I did.
I would ask that Exhibits 1, 2, 3, and 9 be admitted into the record.
Exhibits are admitted. Any questions from the staff? You can proceed.
Okay, Mr. Coffindaffer, starting with Exhibit 4, please describe the structure map.
Certainly. So this is a structure map on the Middle Bakken, as with the previous exhibits. We see that the Middle Bakken structure dips gently to the southeast here as well, across the proposed 2560 acre spacing unit. We also see the type section line 8A prime outlined in the gold with a type log denoted at the A location.
Okay, moving on to Exhibit 5, describe the cross section as well as the type log, and then also discuss the reservoir properties at the bottom.
Of course. So this is these are the wells in question in the A to A prime section line. We see the gamma ray neutron density and the resistivity log all present here, all to show that the Middle Bakken is present and continuous across acreage position. going into the reservoir properties for the type log, the TXPOC Meyer 136. In that well, they encountered the Middle Bakken at approximate TBD of 8366, an average porosity of 7.7%, average water saturation of 33%, and average gross thickness of 60 feet. Using a B sub OI of 1.5, we calculated an OIP per section of 7.8 million barrels per section.
I have no further questions for Mr. Coffindaffer and ask that exhibits 4 and 5 be admitted into the record.
Exhibits are admitted. Any questions from the staff? You can proceed.
Okay, Mr. Shivy, is Exhibit 6 roughly the same exhibit that you discussed before?
It is. It's a 3-string design we used in the Williston Basin.
Okay, moving on to Exhibit 7. Describe Phoenix's anticipated development of this space unit if approved.
Yes, we're planning 5 in-unit wells drilled from north to south. The western and eastern well bores are planned on the hard lines, 500 feet from the section line. That yields about 1,070 feet. Spacing between the internal wells, we're working this into the rig schedule. Incidentally, probably Q2 or Q3 of next year is an anticipated spud. This would be our first development in this northwest part of Divide County.
Okay, moving on to Exhibit 8, discuss the well economics that you anticipate.
Yes, initial rate of our first table, initial rate of about 21,400 barrels of oil a month, instantaneous declining at 48%, hyperbolic B factor of 0.7, average GUR in the area is 1,100 SCF per barrel. That yields about 700 MBO of oil and 860 MMCF of gas. For EURs, that with the 5 wells, we anticipate a recovery factor of between 18 to 19% in the unit. The second table is the economics, again, run at $65 oil flat, $3.50 MCF. For 4 milers, we anticipate $11 million drilling complete with facilities. Variable OPEX assumes $7.5 per barrel of oil, fixed OPEX of $7,500 per month for the life of the well. Again, 8/8 royalty at assuming a 20% royalty, cash flow of $23.1 million, internal rate of return of 38%, and a payout of 35 months.
I have no further questions for Mr. Shivy and ask that Exhibits 6, 7, and 8 be admitted into the record.
Exhibits are admitted. Any questions from the staff?
Eric, on your Exhibit 7,
Yes, sir.
would you actually try to drill the wells at 500 feet, or do you have a certain drilling tolerance?
Very good question. We usually give ourselves a buffer of 50 feet, so we'd try to be about 550 feet.
Okay, thank you.
Certainly.
Eric, your decline rate, depending on the 3 milers in the last case, and we're about 65% initial decline, and these are about under 50.
Right.
Is that just because of the 4 mile lateral?
It is a combination of that and also just like the oil in place that we anticipate in some of the well deliverables that we've looked at in the area, so sort of some type curve comparisons. But yes, it is a little shallower decline we're anticipating up here, but 4 milers certainly do play a role in that.
Okay, thank you.
That concludes our hearing for case number 32254. Case number 32255, application of Phoenix Operating LLC for an order amending the applicable orders for the Murphy Creek Bakken Pool to establish a stand-up 2560 acre space unit described in sections 310, 15, and 22, Township 143 North, Range 94 West, Dunn County, North Dakota, and authorize 4 horizontal wells to be drilled on such unit or granting such other relief as may be appropriate. All interested parties, please come forward.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, Tom Throne, appearing on behalf of Phoenix Operating, same witnesses.
They're still under oath.
Mark, starting with Exhibit 1, would you please describe the lands that are subject to this application?
Exhibit 1 is our zoomed out regional map that shows the proposed DSU outlined in red, kind of in south central Dunn County. Exhibit 2, as you zoom in, shows it as sections 3, 10, 15, and 22 of 143.94. Exhibit 3 zooms in further, showing the proposed 2560 in red, where Phoenix currently owns a 67.8% working interest.
I have no, oh, and did you execute gas capture exhibit number 9?
I did.
I would ask that exhibits 1, 2, 3, and 9 be admitted into the record.
Exhibits are admitted. Any questions from the staff? You can proceed.
Mr. Coffindaffer, moving to exhibit 4, describe the structure map.
Yes, so as with the other exhibits, this is a structure map of the Middle Bakken in subsea depth. We see here that the structure of the Middle Bakken is dipping to the northwest from this location, and we also see that the case number 32256 proposed Phoenix spacing unit is outlined here in the blue dashed lines as well. We also see a type log section denoted from A to A prime in the gold with a type log indicator at the A prime location.
Okay, using exhibit 5, please describe the cross-section, type log, and reservoir properties.
These are the 3 wells in question within the A to A prime line with the type log denoted as the Saxon 2-8 on the right-hand side. On the Saxon 2-8, they encountered the Middle Bakken at approximate TVD of 10,223 feet. Average porosity there was 5.6%. Average water saturation is 25%. Gross average thickness of 32 feet in the area, and using a B sub OI of 1.5, we calculated an OIP per section of 4.4 million barrels per section.
No more questions for Mr. Coffindaffer. Ask that exhibits 4 and 5 be admitted.
Exhibits are admitted. Any questions from the staff?
Keith, just out of curiosity, I assume that that's a vertical well, your type log?
Yes, sir, it is. Yeah, that is actually denoted in exhibit number 3 as well. It's a Getty oil well drilled to the Red River.
So how did the reservoir parameters on the Bakken, how did you ascertain those? Was this well tested in the Bakken?
Well, so it has the triple combo logs there, and we derived our porosity measurements and water saturations from those logs.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
You can proceed.
Mr. Shivy, explain any differences in Exhibit 6 from the prior wellbore diagrams.
This is identical to the previous cases, 3-string design in the Williston.
Okay, moving to Exhibit 7, discuss proposed development plans for this spacing unit.
Yes, you can see the anticipated pad location is in the south half of section 22. We plan to develop these south to north 4 in-unit wells. Again, spaced, well, we're only doing 4 here, so about 1,427 feet between wellbores.
As a follow-up to Mr. Bohr's question, you show the outermost wells is 500 feet from the spacing unit boundary. Would you give yourself a buffer?
Correct. We would do that again, 550 feet from the west and east.
Okay. Moving on to Exhibit 8, would you please describe the economics that you anticipate in this spacing unit?
Certainly. Again, this is very similar to the previous exhibit, although in a different area. 365 barrels of oil a month in instantaneous rate, declining at 48%, a B factor of 0.7. Average GUR from wells in the area is about 1,100 SCF per barrel. That yields an EUR of 700 MBO and a gas of 860 MMCF. That yields about a 16 to 17% recovery factor in this DSU. Economics are in the second table, again run at $65 oil flat, $3.50 per gas. D&C cost $11 million per well, with the OPEX of $7.50 variable for oil and $7,500 per month fixed. Again, assuming 8/8 economics with a 20% royalty yields a cash flow of $23.1 million per well, internal rate of return 38%, and a payout of 35 months.
I would ask that exhibits 6, 7, and 8 be admitted into the record.
Exhibits are admitted. Any questions from the staff?
Eric, did you say when you plan to develop this unit?
Actually, I may not have said that. I'm currently working that into the schedule, running 3 rigs. Honestly, I think it would probably be until later half of next year.
Okay. Second half 2026?
Yes.
Okay. Thanks.
That concludes our hearing for case number 32255. Case number 32256. Application of Phoenix Operating LLC for an order amending the applicable orders for the Murphy Creek Bakken Pool to establish a stand-up 2560-acre spacing unit described in sections 4, 9, 16, and 21, Township 143 North, Range 94 West, Dunn County, North Dakota, and authorize 4 horizontal wells to be drilled on such unit or granting such other relief as may be appropriate. All interested parties, please come forward.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, Tom Throne, appearing on behalf of Phoenix Operating, same witnesses.
Still under oath.
Okay, Mark, again, start with Exhibit 1 and describe the lands that are subject to this application.
So this application is quite similar to the one we just saw. This is just the proposed 2560 spacing unit to the west, but you can see it kind of in south central Dunn County on Exhibit 1. As we zoom into Exhibit 2, you can see the proposed 2560 acre spacing unit as 4, 9, and 16, 4, 9, 16, and 21 of 143.94. And as you get to Exhibit 3, zooming in even further, you can see that Phoenix currently owns a 45.5% working interest in this proposed unit.
And Phoenix plans on cooperating with the other working interest owners in developing this spacing unit?
We do.
And did you execute the gas capture affidavit as exhibit number 9?
I did.
I would ask that exhibits 1, 2, 3, and 9 be admitted into the record.
Exhibits are admitted. Any questions from the staff? You can proceed.
Mr. Coffendaffer, using exhibit 4, explain any differences between this exhibit and the last hearing.
Any differences between this one and the last one? We shifted the red unit demarcation from the previous exhibit to the sections 4, 9, 16, and 21 to outline the proposed spacing unit for this case. Likewise, we shifted the dashed blue line to indicate the previously heard case to 3, 10, 15, and 22. And they are noted in the legend there. We have the same type log section and the same Middle Bakken structure map present here.
And exhibit 5, I assume that is the same as in the prior hearing?
That's correct, sir.
I would ask that exhibits 4 and 5 be admitted into the record.
Exhibits are admitted. Any questions from the staff?
Okay, Mr. Shivy.
Yes.
Any differences in exhibit 6?
No, this is identical.
Discuss the development plans in exhibit 7, please.
This is very similar to the previous one with our 4-well plan development, south to north. We actually do have this on our schedule slated for end of 2026, early 2027 to spud. We would drill all wells, batch drill them, and complete them simultaneously.
And same with the setbacks from the boundaries of the space?
Correct. They would be planned at 550 feet.
Okay. And is exhibit 8 the same economics as in the prior docket?
Yes, if there's no questions, this is identical to the previous case.
I would ask that exhibits 6, 7, and 8 be admitted into the record.
Exhibits are admitted. Any questions from the staff? That concludes our hearing for case number 32256. Case number 32257. Application of Phoenix Operating LLC for an order amending the applicable orders for the Scabo Bakken Pool to establish an overlapping 30 and 40 acre spacing unit described as sections 1, 2, 11, 12, 13, and 14, Township 160 North, Range 98 West, Divide County, North Dakota, to authorize 1 horizontal well to be drilled on such unit and granting such other relief as may be appropriate. All interested parties, please come forward.
Hi, Mr. Chairman, Tom Throne, appearing on behalf of Phoenix, same witnesses.
They're still under oath.
Mark, starting with Exhibit 1, describe the land subject to this application.
So this case and the next couple pivot back to the area where our first case was. But Exhibit 1 shows the proposed lease line spacing unit outlined in red. Again, kind of in that southeast corner of Divide County. As you go to Exhibit 2, you can see the details are sections 1, 2, 11, 12, 13, and 14 of 16098. And Exhibit 3 zooms in even further. You can see the other wells in the area as well at the bottom, that Phoenix has a 56.3% working interest in this proposed 3840 spacing unit.
And you anticipate cooperating with the other working interest owners in this one as well?
We do.
And did you execute gas capture affidavit Exhibit 9?
I did.
I would ask that Exhibits 1, 2, 3, and 9 be admitted into the record.
Exhibits are admitted. Any questions from the staff? You can proceed.
Mr. Coffendaffer, starting with Exhibit 4, describe the structure map for this area.
Yes, so as with the other case heard in this area, we have the proposed 3840 acre spacing unit denoted in red, along with the existing Phoenix operated units denoted in blue. We also have our type section from A to A prime outlined in gold here with the type log location denoted in the center of that line. And the structure map itself, we see it's a structure map in subsea terms of the Middle Bakken, and we see the structure dipping to the south-southeast from this location.
Moving to Exhibit 5, describe the contents of the cross-section, the type log, and the reservoir properties.
So from A to A prime, we have the three wells in question here. We have our gamma ray resistivity and neutron density logs all shown. We have the type log denoted in the center location. That is the Bertman 19-1 well. In that well, they encountered the Middle Bakken TBD of 9260. An average porosity was seen of 7% across the interval. Average water saturation, was calculated at 31%. The gross average thickness of the area is 53 feet. And using a B sub OI of 1.5 as with all the other cases, we calculate an OIP per section of 8.1 million barrels per section.
Ask for the admission of Exhibits 4 and 5.
Exhibits are admitted. Any questions from the staff? You can proceed.
Eric, are there any differences in Exhibit 6?
No, they're not, as in previous cases.
Okay, moving to Exhibit 7, explain the development plan by Phoenix for this area, including the lease line well.
Certainly, this was actually, if you recall, from our first case today. We were showing the eastern lease line on that first case, 32250. We've denoted in green here the western lease line on this 11213 unit. Right on these section lines between the 6 sections, and we anticipate drilling all 6 of these wells, 4 in unit, 2 lease lines, batch drill them, and complete them simultaneously. And again, we plan to spud these wells the end of June of next year.
Moving on to Exhibit 7, discuss the economics.
Exhibit 8 here, the economics. No problem. This is identical to the first case, 32250. If there are no questions, the EUR about 630 MBO of oil and 440 MMCF of gas. Again, rate of return of 39% and the payout right around under 2 years.
I would ask that Exhibits 6, 7, and 8 be admitted into the record.
Exhibits are admitted. Any questions from the staff? That concludes our hearing for case number 32257. Case number 32258. Application of Phoenix Operating LLC for an order amending the applicable orders of the Scabo Bakken Pool to establish an overlapping 3840 acre spacing unit described as sections 2, 3, 10, 11, 14, and 15, Township 160 North, 98 West, Divide County, North Dakota, and to authorize one horizontal well to be drilled in such unit and grant such other relief as may be appropriate. All interested parties, please come forward.
Mr. Chairman, Tom Throne, appearing on behalf of Phoenix Operating, same witnesses.
They're still under oath.
Mark, start with Exhibit 1 and describe the lands that are subject to this hearing.
Exhibit 1 is again our zoomed out regional map showing the proposed DSU in red. This is just one sector, the next sections over from the case we just heard to the west. Exhibit 2, you can see as we zoom in, it's comprised of sections 2, 3, 10, 11, and 14 and 15 of 16098. And Exhibit 3 zooms in even further. And at the bottom of the page, you can see that Phoenix currently owns a 61.9% working interest in this proposed 3840 spacing unit.
And did you execute Exhibit 9, the gas capture affidavit?
I did.
I would ask that Exhibits 1, 2, 3, and 9 be admitted into the record.
Exhibits are admitted. Any questions from the staff? You can proceed.
Okay. Mr. Coffindaffer, would you explain the contents of Exhibit 4?
Yes, so this is, as with the other cases previously heard, we see the Middle Bakken structure map in subsea terms. The structure of the Middle Bakken in this area, just adjacent to the cases just heard, is dipping to the south-southeast. We also see the proposed 3840 acre spacing unit denoted in red, and the existing Phoenix operated units denoted in blue, and the commission will notice that the type log section is different in this case, with A-to-A prime containing different wells, but also denoted in the gold here with the type log also being new, denoted in with the callouts there in the central part of the line.
Okay, with that in mind, discuss Exhibit 5 and the differences.
Yes, so it's similarly constructed exhibit, but different wells are contained within the section A-to-A prime. Here the type log is denoted in the center, and that is the Germany 3414-1 well. And the reservoir properties, as they encountered them in the Middle Bakken, here are an approximate TVD of 9154 feet, average porosity of 6.6%. Average water saturation calculated was 33%, with a gross average thickness of the Middle Bakken at 54 feet in the area. Using a B sub OI of 1.5, we calculate an OIP per section of 7.9 million barrels per section in this case.
Ask for the admission of Exhibits 4 and 5, please.
Exhibits are admitted. Any questions from the staff? You can proceed.
Mr. Shivy, is Exhibit 6 any different than the other wellbore diagrams?
No, these are identical to previous cases.
Moving on to Exhibit 7, discuss your development plans for this proposed spacing unit.
Yes, the green line denoted there, dash line between sections 2, 3, 10, 11, 14, and 15 is the wellbore in question, right on those section lines. We would anticipate spudding this along with the other 4 in-unit wells around the end of August of next year. The idea is with these cases, we'll just be moving the rig east to west if all these were to be granted by the commission.
Okay, moving on to Exhibit 8, discuss the well economics.
The well economics, honestly, this is the same as you heard in case 32250 and 32257. No differences in our type curve economics for 3-milers in this area.
I would ask that Exhibits 6, 7, and 8 be admitted into the record.
Exhibits are admitted. Any questions from the staff?
Sorry.
Do you have development timing of this area? Maybe you said it and I missed it.
Yeah, the first one that we talked about previously was the end of June to spud. This case right here in section 211 and 14 would spud the end of August. I'm sorry, the end of August of next year.
Prior case was end of June.
Our first case was in June, end of June. The next case you hear too, we'll have a date for that as well.
Are these all new pad construction?
These will all be new pad constructions. Mark can speak to that. I know he's been talking with landowners in the area. They'd all be drilled south to north.
Thank you.
Any That concludes our hearing for case number 32258. Case number 32259. Application of Phoenix Operating LLC for an order amending the applicable orders for the Skabo Bakken Pool to establish an overlapping 3840 acre spacing unit described as sections 3, 4, 9, 10, 15, and 16, Township 160 North, Region 98 West, Divide County, North Dakota, to authorize one horizontal well to be drilled in such unit and granting such other relief as may be appropriate. All interested parties, please come forward.
Mr. Chairman, Tom Throne, appearing on behalf of Phoenix Operating, and I have the same three witnesses.
They're still under oath.
Mark, using Exhibit 1, describe the contents of this application.
Exhibit 1 is our zoomed out regional map. You can see the proposed 3840 spacing unit outlined in red in the southeast corner of Divide County. Exhibit 2 zooms in even further. It shows it as sections 3, 4, 9, 10, 15, and 16 of 16098. And Exhibit 3 zooms in even further and shows at the bottom that Phoenix currently has a 32.4% working interest in this proposed lease line corridor.
And you would cooperate with the other working interest owners?
We would, yes.
And did you execute gas capture affidavit Exhibit 9?
I did.
Ask that Exhibits 1, 2, 3, and 9 be admitted into the record.
Exhibits are admitted. Any questions from the staff? You can proceed.
Mr. Coffindaffer, would you describe the contents of Exhibit 4?
Yes, so largely this exhibit is identical to the previous case heard, except for the fact that the red outline, the proposed 3840 acre spacing unit, is shifted to encompass these lands in question. Here we see the middle block structure dipping to the southeast across the line. We have the same type log section denoted in 8A prime.
Okay, and with that in mind, I would guess that Exhibit 5 is the same as the Exhibit 5 in the prior hearing.
Yes, sir, it is.
I would ask that Exhibits 4 and 5 be admitted into the record.
Exhibits are admitted. Any questions from the staff? You can proceed.
Okay, Mr. Shibby, is Exhibit 6 the same?
Yes, identical to previous cases.
Okay, using Exhibit 7, discuss the development plans for this well.
Yes, it's a little different than previous cases, so I'll elaborate some. The western lease line here in question is between 3, 4, 9, 10, 15, and 16 is denoted on the line, the section lines there. We anticipate spud on this the end of October of 2026. Although not part of this case, I'm showing the 3 in-unit wells we also plan to be drilling. There is an existing Petro Hunt well, I believe it's the Bissonnet, in sections 3 and 10. We have been in discussions with them for plugging and abandoning that well before we drill in this unit. The well coming up into section 15, we acquired from Petro Hunt. That is a Three Forks well, and it's still producing.
And is Exhibit 8 the same economics as we saw in the last hearing?
Correct, it is.
I would ask that Exhibits 6, 7, and 8 be admitted into the record and tender Mr. Shivy for questions from the staff.
Exhibits are admitted. Any questions from the staff?
Eric, are there any plans, production-wise or plugging and abandonment-wise on the well that comes into section 15?
They're not at this time, since that is a lower Three Forks formation, a rather old well, I think 2011 vintage. We're just kind of hopeful that maybe it'll get some frac benefit, if you will, and we'll like to continue monitoring it. In fact, some of the wells we've just brought online were previously Petro Hunt operated Three Forks, and we've left them producing.
Thank you.
That concludes our hearing for case number 32259. I'm now going to move to the administrative docket for 2 cases that have been remanded to the main docket. Case number 32286. Application of Phoenix Operating LLC pursuant to NDAC 43-02-03-88.1 for an order allowing production from the following described wells. M. Johnson 27-26-25 1HF-LL sections 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, and 27, Township 159 North, Range 101 West. M. Johnson 27-26-25 2HF, M. Johnson 27-26-25 3HF, M. Johnson 27-26-25 4HF, M. Johnson 27-26-25 5HF, sections 25, 26, and 27, Township 159 North, Range 101 West, and M. Johnson 27-26-25 6HF-LL, sections 25, 26, 27, 34, 35, and 36, Township 159 North, Range 101 West, to be produced into a central production facility located in the northwest-southwest quarter, Section 27, Township 159 North, Range 101 West, Zoll Field, Williams County, North Dakota, allowing for a test procedure for each well of a minimum of 48 hours per month pursuant to NDAC 43-02-03-48.1, or granting such other relief as may be appropriate. This case has been continued to our November hearings. Concludes our hearing for case number 32286. Case number 32287. Application of Phoenix Operating LLC pursuant to NDAC 43-02-03-88.1 for an order allowing production from the following described wells. Lord 7-6 1HF-LL, sections 1 and 12, Township 158 North, Range 97 West, and sections 6 and 7, Township 158 North, Range 96 West. Lord 7-6 2HF, Lord 7-6 3HF, Lord 7-6 4HF, Lord 7-6 5HF, Section 6 and 7, Township 158 North, Range 96 West, and Lord 7-6 6HF-LL, Sections 5, 6, 7, and 8, Township 158 North, Range 96 West, to be produced into a central production facility located in Lot 4, Section 7, Township 158 North, Range 96 West, South Meadow Field, Williams County, North Dakota, allowing for a test procedure for each well of a minimum of 48 hours per month pursuant to NDAC 43-02-03-48.1, or granting such other relief as may be appropriate. This case has been continued to our November hearings. That concludes our hearing for case number 32287. This time I'm going to call or consolidate two cases, one of which was on the administrative docket, which has been remanded, and a case on the supplement. Case number 32171, application of Continental Resources, Inc. for an order for the Hanson Bakken Pool and or South Meadow Bakken Pool, Williams County, North Dakota, to create and establish two overlapping 2560 acre spacing units comprised of sections 6, 7, 18, and 19, Township 159 North, Range 96 West, and sections 30 and 31, Township 159 North, Range 96 West, and sections 6 and 7, Township 158 North, Range 96 West, authorizing the drilling of a total not to exceed 5 wells on each proposed overlapping 2560 acre spacing unit, and such further relief as appropriate. I'll also call case number 32279, application of Phoenix Operating LLC for an order amending the applicable orders for the South Meadow Bakken Pool to authorize up to 4 wells to be drilled on a previously established 1280 acre spacing unit described as section 6 and 7, Township 158 North, Range 96 West, Williams County, North Dakota, granting such other relief as may be appropriate. All interested parties, please come forward.
Mr. Chairman, Tom Throne, P.O. Box 1056 in Sheridan, Wyoming, appearing on behalf of Phoenix Operating LLC in both cases.
Mr. Examiner Lawrence Bender, P.O. Box 1855, Bismarck, North Dakota, appearing on behalf of Continental Resources, Inc. in these consolidated matters. Mr. Throne said 2 cases. Did you consolidate 2 or just?
I consolidated 32171 with 32279.
Okay. 32287 was continued to November.
Oh, okay.
Attorney Bender, you want to go first, or?
Yeah, that was my plan if you
Yeah.
have any objection to it. So
No, I was thinking that would be appropriate as well.
Just to let you know, I'll have you call your witnesses. You'll have a chance to cross. Staff will have questions, and then Attorney Bender can have a redirect, and the same thing will go for your witnesses.
they should be calling in here. So, or not calling in, I guess joining the meetings. So Tom, you continued the one having to do with the commingling. Is that the one you continued?
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
No need for commingling until you have the wells.
What's that?
No need for commingling until you have the wells.
Well, we agree on something, right? Hello? Okay, I'll pass that along. Thank you. Appreciate the call. Need like 5 more minutes, I think, for gathering people up, so.
Want to take a break or?
That might be a good idea.
Yeah.
Let's take a 5-minute break.
Thank you. The engineer, the geologist, they're on their way, right?
Elizabeth is on the line. The geologist is on his way, but can be online in the meantime.
Okay. What we're thinking about doing is maybe going forward with your testimony and then see where we are with the geologist after we get through your testimony, because you've got a few exhibits, so it takes some time. Are you okay with that approach?
Yeah, no, that's fine. I think he's trying to come in now, so I think we have him, but he'll be in the actual building here, and probably by the time he's doing his testimony.
Okay. And you said Elizabeth was online, right?
Yes.
Okay, great.
We are back on the record. Attorney Bender, you can proceed with your witnesses.
Okay. I believe I made my appearance, so we'll proceed. We're going to call the first witness is Matt Calloway.
And he's still under oath.
Okay. All right. Fine. Matt, by whom are you employed?
Continental Resources.
In what capacity?
As a landman.
And in that capacity, have you testified before the commission previously?
Yes, I have.
Had your qualifications accepted as that of an expert?
Yes, I have.
For the further testimony, this witness that of an expert.
Motion granted.
Matt, let's go to the packet of exhibits for case 32171. Let's go to L1. Can you tell me what L1 is?
Sure. L1 is a general locator map showing the existing field boundaries outlined in blue and the proposed 2560 acre spacing units outlined in red and black.
Okay, and then let's go to L2.
L2 is a land plat of section 6 and 7 of 159 North, 96 West, as well as a work inch breakdown indicating Continental having a 54.53% work interest.
Okay, and L3.
L3 is a land plat of sections 18 and 19 of 159 North, 96 West, as well as a detailed work interest breakdown indicating Continental having a 95.23% work interest.
And L4.
L4 is a land plat of sections 6, 7, 18, and 19 of 159 North, 96 West, as well as a work interest breakdown indicating Continental having a 74.91% work interest.
And L5.
L5 is a land plat of sections 30 and 31 of 159 North, 96 West, as well as a work interest breakdown indicating Continental having 82.92% work interest.
And L6.
L6 is a land plat of sections 6 and 7 of 158 North, 96 West, as well as a work interest breakdown indicating Continental having a 6.25% work interest.
And L7.
L7 is a land plat of sections 30 and 31 of 159 North, 96 West, as well as sections 6 and 7 of 158 North, 96 West, as well as a work interest breakdown indicating Continental having a 44.59% work interest, Huntsman Energy LP having a 2.14% work interest, Northern Oil and Gas having a 0.89% work interest, and Hess Bakken having a 3.91% work interest, as well as supporting this case.
Okay, and we're going to have some additional exhibits here after you get finished with the land exhibits that are in this packet. I think it's 10, 11, and 12, and those are letters of support for the proposed spacing and naming Continental Resources as the operator. Is that correct?
Yes, they're letters of support.
Okay. Let's go to Exhibit L8. Can you tell me what Exhibit L8 is?
Sure. L8 is a regional spacing look. So basically the boxes in blue are established and ordered 1920s and 2560 spacing units for extended laterals. And the ones in red are pending cases before the commission that are asking for the same extended lateral spacing unit sizes.
Okay, so is it a fair statement that the general development in this area, at least for future spacing units, is 1920s 3-mile laterals and 2560 4-mile laterals?
Yes.
Okay. And that's various operators. Is that a fair statement? Not only Continental Resources, other operators are also going that direction in terms of 3-mile laterals and 4-mile laterals?
That is correct.
Okay. And I know you keep track of the docket on a regular basis. What has been the trend, at least in your view, in looking at the docket as to what Phoenix has been requesting in terms of spacing units, 2 mile laterals, 3 mile laterals, or 4 mile laterals?
Typically, we've seen them requesting 3 and 4 mile laterals, not 1280s.
Okay. And I know you had somebody looking at dockets in I think all of 24 and all of 25. Did you see on any of those dockets where Phoenix had requested a 2 mile lateral?
I have not.
Okay. Let's go on to the next exhibit, Exhibit L9. Can you tell us what that is?
For Exhibit L9 was a snippet of the well schematic that was in the Lord 76 well file that Phoenix has permitted. And this is showing what their proposed development plan is for Section 6 and 7 of 15896.
Okay. And does if Phoenix were to be granted the authority to drill additional wells in this 1,280 acre spacing unit, and I know the engineering witness is going to get into this in more detail, would it be a potential problem for Continental's 4 mile development?
If they were able to drill out as depicted here, we would not be able to do 4 mile development.
Okay.
Did we lose you?
No, I'm here. I just
okay.
handed
I'm
up
sorry.
some exhibits, so sorry about that. I forget that you can't see me. We can see you, but you can't see me
Right.
walking around. Tom, what I have done is I've distributed to the commission staff, or what's being distributed to the commission staff, is exhibits L10, L11, and L12. Can you tell me what those exhibits are?
Those would be the letters of support for the 2560 from Huntsman, Northern Oil, and Hess.
Okay. And you may have testified to this, but I'm going to ask you to do it again if you have. Can you tell me what these letters of support bring you up to in terms of percentage of support for the 2560s and Continental Resources being the operator?
It puts us over 50%.
Okay. That's all the questions I have for Mr. Callaway at this point in time. Attorney Thron, any questions?
Yes, please. Mr. Callaway,
Yes,
good morning still.
it is still morning.
Would you move to your exhibit L6, please?
Yes.
In what section do you own an interest there?
In Section 6.
And that interest is an interest in a federal oil and gas lease, correct?
Yes, it is a federal lease.
And are you aware that in that federal lease that the federal government only owns 50% of the mineral rights?
Yes, it is an undivided 50% tract.
And if you were to drill these wells, you would need to get a federal APD, wouldn't you?
Yes, I believe everybody would have to get a federal APD.
Would it surprise you if I told you that's incorrect?
I believe that's probably a difference of opinion. I personally would not authorize us drilling a well like that, but that's always been our position here at Continental.
Okay. Moving on to your letters of support, which are exhibits L10 and L11 and L12, I believe it is. Do any of these parties have an interest in either 6 or 7 of 158.96?
No, sir.
So their interest is coming from sections 30 and 31.
Yes, sir.
Turning to your exhibit L8, please.
Yep.
Just talking about some of the 4 mile laterals that are on here. NDIC case 32-169, do you see that? On your
32-169?
Yeah. Are those two spacing units operated by Continental?
159.97. Yes.
To the north of that township, there are, looks like 6 4-mile laterals in case 32-249.
Yes.
Are those operated by Continental as well?
Yes, sir.
And then just one more question, the blue spacing units just to the east of 32-169. Do you happen to know if those 3-mile laterals are operated by Continental?
Are you talking to the west?
To the west, I'm sorry. Yes, my apologies.
Yes, those are 1920s operated by Continental, with the exception of the one to the south. That's a Kraken.
And you're proposing 2 spacing units, 4-mile laterals in this application, 6, 7, 18, and 19?
Yes, sir.
And you're aware that Phoenix does not object to that spacing unit?
I'm aware they've not objected to 6, 7, 18, and 19. Yes.
Now, you also testified that Phoenix hasn't requested any 2-mile spacing units in, was it 24 and 25 or 23 and 24?
I believe it's 24 and 25.
I call your attention to 158.96. Would you be surprised that those were established as 1,280 acre spacing units prior to 24?
I would not be surprised that there's a lot of 1280s already established throughout the basin, as that was done in mass at one point in time.
So there would be no need. Excuse me.
I'm sorry?
There would be no need for Phoenix to establish 1280 spacing units in 158.96 and 24, 25 if it was already spaced.
There would not be a need to re-establish it. That is correct. A lot of them only have approval for one well.
I have no further questions from Mr. Callaway.
Any questions from the staff?
Matt, in your exhibit L7.
Yes.
The others interest, the 48.47%. Do you know who makes up that interest?
That's the 48.47%?
Correct.
Yes, that would be Phoenix and Silver Hill with the majority of that.
On exhibit L8, is the yellow shading continental interest or continental spacing units? What is that depicting?
This was pulled off of, yes, they're continental operated. I apologize. Yes, that shading is continental.
And then to make sure I understood one of the questions that Mr. Throne asked you, if you look at the gray box in the center there, NDIC case 32-169.
Correct.
The two 1920s are operated by Continental.
The ones to the west are operated by Continental, yes. The blue, west of the red, yes.
And then the blue one to the south you referred to, that's operated by Kraken, that 4-mile spacing unit?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Just a redirect. Matt, Mr. Throne asked you some questions about the fact that there were some existing 1,280 acre spacing units in this area, and I believe your response was something to the effect is, yes, there are. They were created in mass.
Correct.
Tell us what, in your view, in your opinion, what's the trend in this area and statewide with respect to spacing? Is it 1280s? Is it 1920s? Is it 2560s? Do you have an opinion as to that?
My opinion is the trend has definitely been for longer laterals. Obviously beginning with 3 miles going to 4, that has been what I've seen on the docket from many operators. Very few you see is 1280s. That's typically not been where the industry has been heading in the last few years.
And if the commission were to determine that the application of Continental Resources were to be denied in case 32171 and Phoenix's application should be granted, what would that do with respect to Continental's ability to drill 4-milers in that particular area?
We would not be able to drill 4 miles to the north at that point without stranding at 1280.
Okay, and that stranding at the 1280, would that be a Continental Resources, a likely Continental Resources operated 1280?
Yes, it would.
That's all the questions I have.
Okay. You can call your next witness.
All right.
I'm sorry.
I recross.
Sure.
Just on a question. Mr. Callaway,
Yes.
you indicated that you wouldn't be able to develop your lands in 6, 7, 18, 19, 30, and 31 and 4-mile laterals if Phoenix's application was granted. Is that what you just
Yes,
said?
there is. Yes, there is multiple well development that's already happened on the east side of 160, 96 and 30 and 31. That would definitely limit our ability to really fully develop these units properly.
Could you not develop in 2, 3-mile laterals in sections 19, 30, and 31, and then another one in 6, 7, and 18?
I'll let the engineering witness get into testimony, but we believe the 4 miles here make more sense economic wise, but I'm not going to testify to the economics. I'll let her do that.
Okay, no further questions.
You can call your next witness.
Okay. David, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. By whom are you employed?
Continental Resources,
In what capacity?
geologist.
And in that capacity, have you testified before the commission previously?
Yes, I have.
In fact, earlier today, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And let's turn to what's been previously marked as Exhibit G1. Can you tell me what G1 is?
Sure. G1 is a Bakken structure map there with 50-foot contour intervals. You have a general locator of the spacing units, the 2 proposed in red and black outlines highlighted in yellow, and the field outlines are outlined in blue, and the type well is indicated by a red star.
Okay, and G2?
G2 is a type log for the area. It goes from the top of 50 foot above the Bakken to 50 foot below the lower Bakken. And we expect uniform thickness, porosity, and reservoir parameters in the area.
I don't have any other questions for the geologic witness.
Attorney Thron?
No questions.
Any questions from the staff? You can call your next witness.
Okay, Elizabeth, can you tell us by whom you're employed?
Continental Resources,
In what capacity?
reservoir engineer.
Okay. And you've had your qualifications accepted as that of an expert, is that correct?
Yes,
And you testified earlier today, is that correct?
yes.
Let's go to Exhibit E1, Elizabeth. Can you tell us what Exhibit E1 is and what's contained upon it?
E1 is a proposed directional well plot for a 2560 acre spacing unit in Williams County. Existing Middle Bakken laterals are depicted in green, while future Continental Bakken laterals are depicted in the green dash lines, showing 5 new wells in unit.
Okay. And you heard the testimony of Mr. Callaway as to the problems that would result in terms of Continental Resources being able to drill its 2560 if Phoenix's application were granted. Did you not?
Correct.
Can you just explain in a little bit more detail from an engineering perspective why the Phoenix application presents a problem for Continental Resources plan development and the general development in this area?
So economics have proved to be challenging at the 2 mile threshold. Operators across the basin have reached out to extended reach laterals 3 and 4 miles to improve those economics through both operational efficiencies and consolidation in order to boost economics, which we find to be a much more economic way to develop out here, especially in a little bit more challenged rock. As rock quality degrades, we have made it a stringent effort to use extended reach laterals in order to improve economics and make the correct decision in how to properly develop these units within the interest of our working interest partners as well as ourselves. If we are tied down to a stranded 1280, that we consider that to be an uneconomic unit, and it is something that we would find economically challenging to develop.
And I know that you keep track of the docket, so you see the applications of other operators in the state of North Dakota. Does it appear to you, in your opinion, that Phoenix has also been following that approach of trying to improve the economics of wells by drilling longer laterals, either 3 mile or 4 mile laterals?
Yes, we have seen tons of operators in the basin, including Phoenix, go toward the extended reach laterals, especially in areas like this.
So this is just not some continental approach or phenomenon.
No, this is a basin-wide effort to improve economics in areas outside of the core of the basin.
And are there some other advantages that you achieve or realize by 4 mile laterals and 3 mile laterals, such as less surface disturbance?
Yes, less service disturbance, infrastructure improvements. There are many operational efficiencies that are gained through extended reach lateral development.
All the things that the commission encourages, in your opinion, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Let's go on to the next exhibit then, E2. Tell us what E2 is.
E2 is a proposed directional well plot for a 2560 acre spacing unit in Williams County. Existing Three Forks laterals are depicted in pink. In the green dashed line, those are the future planned Continental Bakken laterals. In the 2560 acre spacing unit, there are 5 additional 4 mile wells within that spacing unit. Also depicted in the visual are the Phoenix permitted Bakken laterals in blue in sections 6 and 7.
Okay, and then the next exhibit, exhibit E3. Tell us what exhibit E3 is.
E3 is our typical wellbore diagram, depicting a 4 mile lateral with a well with a measured depth estimated at 31,000 feet and a cemented lateral with approximately 130 plug-in perf stages.
And then let's go to E4. Tell us what E4 is.
E4 is our reserves and basis and gross economics for a 4 mile Middle Bakken well with an initial rate of 1,000 barrels per day, a decline rate of 70%, exponent of 0.8, estimated GOR of 1,626 SCF per barrel, EURs of 778,000 barrels of oil, 1.265 BCF of gas, equivalent to 989,000 barrels of oil equivalent. The gross economics are calculated at $60 oil, $3 gas, 100% working interest, and 80% revenue interest at an estimated well cost of $14.4 million, an operating cost of $12,700 per month, yielding an internal rate of return of 26% rate of return and a payout of approximately 2.9 years.
Okay, and then let's go to E5. Tell us what E5 is and why it's important to this hearing.
So E5 is a Williston Basin extended lateral economic assessment. This is represented also at an oil price of $60 and gas price of $3, representing an 80% net revenue interest. This is just a pretty concise visual to show the improved economics as we go to the extended reach laterals, the left being the 2-mile wells, middle being 3-mile wells and 4-mile wells. As you can see, it also represents the decreased cost per foot that you drive down as you go to the extended reach laterals, representing the capital efficiency that can be done through the extended laterals beyond 2 miles. The PV over I representing challenging economics at the 2-mile, better economics at the 3-mile, and the best economics at the 4-mile. So continuing to drive cost efficiencies down and improving economics with every incremental mile you can drill.
So in summary, demonstrating that the economics are significantly better with 4-mile laterals rather than 2-mile laterals in this area. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. They go from borderline, economically challenging or uneconomic at 2-mile to being quite prolific once you add on the second or the third and fourth mile.
Now, these economics, these improved economics, they would pass along not only to the operator, but the working interest owners as well. Is that correct?
Yes, we consider this to be the best development option for all parties involved.
Okay, and then Exhibit GM1, is that a gas capture affidavit that the commission typically requires in these sorts of matters?
Yes, it is.
Okay. In your opinion, will the requested relief prevent waste, protect relative rights, and prevent the drilling of unnecessary wells?
Yes, it will.
Mr. Examiner, I have no further questions. I would offer the exhibits.
Attorney Thorne, any objection to the exhibits?
No objection.
The exhibits are admitted. Attorney Thorne, any cross?
I do. And my apologies, I wasn't paying attention when they stated your name. What is your last name again?
George.
George. Elizabeth, I got the first one. I missed the last one. My apologies. Miss George, are you familiar with the wells that Continental has drilled in the basin?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Has Continental ever drilled a 4-mile lateral in the Williston Basin?
No, we have not.
Is Continental still intending to drill some 3-mile laterals?
Yes, we are.
And do you believe 3-mile laterals are economic?
I believe 3-mile laterals are economic in the core of the basin.
You indicated that 1280s are not economic, correct?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
1,280 acre spacing units are not economic to develop?
I think in this particular area, they're economically challenged and uneconomic. In the core of the basin, I believe 1280s to be a prudent operating decision.
Are you aware that Phoenix has drilled 5 2-mile laterals in the last several months in the township to the east? In 150
Yes, I am.
X? And did you know that they're planning on drilling another 5 wells in the near future?
Yes, I am aware of that.
And if their application is approved, they'll drill 5 more wells beginning at the beginning of December. Do you aware of that?
I am aware of that yet.
Over.
Looking at, for discussion purposes, Exhibit L8, do you happen to have that in front of you?
Yes, give me just one moment. L8?
Yeah, I'm using it for descriptive purposes mostly, but it's a good diagram.
Okay. Yes, I have it.
Take a look at the lands that are subject to this hearing right now, 6, 7, 18, 19, 30, 31, 6, and 7. Do you see those on that map?
I do.
If Phoenix's application were granted and allowed to develop 6 and 7, would you not have 6 sections in 6, 7, 18, 19, 30, and 31? You could put 2 3-mile laterals on?
That is, yes, that is technically doable, but we do not find to be the most economic development for this particular acreage.
Doesn't Continental have 3-mile laterals approved just to the west in blue on that map?
Yes, we do.
Okay, now I would like to turn to your exhibit, and let me get it to you. It's the development pattern for 6, 7, 18, and 19. No, not that one, the next one. 30, 31, 6, and 7.
Do you have an exhibit?
The E2?
Yeah, I'm getting
Yes.
there. E2.
Yes, sir.
One of the wells you are showing is right down the middle. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And there is a Phoenix lateral approved that's right next door in blue and dotted. Do you see that?
Yes, I do see that.
Would you drill your proposed well that close to an existing Phoenix well?
If Phoenix were to put a well there, we would likely have to respace our subsequent well bores.
How long have you been working at Continental?
For 13 years.
Okay, so are you familiar with Continental's drilling of wells in 2023?
Yes.
Do you know what percentage of your wells in 2023 are 2-mile laterals?
I do not.
Would it surprise you if I told you it's approximately 95%?
No, that wouldn't surprise me at all due to our focus in the core of the basin at that time.
And how about in 2024? Would it surprise you if I told you it was above 80% 2-mile laterals?
No, also same thing. Due to our refocus to the core of the basin and remaining inventory there, it does not surprise me at all that those were developed in that manner.
And in 2025, if I told you it was close to 70% 2-mile laterals, you wouldn't be surprised at that either, would you?
No, I wouldn't.
I have no further questions for Ms. George.
Any questions from the staff? Turn to Bender, any redirect?
No redirect.
Attorney Thorne, you can call your first witness.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I have the 3 witnesses available that we have had in prior hearings.
They're still under oath.
Okay, Mark Johnson, would you please, starting with Exhibit 1, describe Phoenix interest in all these applications, its application as well as the 32171 application of Continental?
Yeah, Exhibit 1 is our typical zoomed out regional map. You can see our proposed 1280 spacing unit in red, kind of in northeastern Williams County. As you go to Exhibit 2 and zoom in a little bit, you can see our proposed, well, what we're going for is increased density. It's already a unit where we're seeking increased density in sections 6 and 7. And overlaying that, you can see Continental's proposed 2560 in purple. And as you go into Exhibit 3, you can see in sections 6 and 7, Phoenix currently owns 36.2%. I would tell you we have currently the well Tom mentioned earlier. We have one well right up the middle, currently approved. We have a lease line on the west side approved. We overlooked the increased density portion of this field, so that's why it's kind of a late putting that on of this for this application for the increased density, but we've been fully intending to develop section 6 and 7 as a 1280 for over a year. We've drilled 1280s. You can see if you go to Exhibit 3A, the unit of interest is outlined in red, 6 and 7. To the south and the east, sections 28 and 33. We've drilled 5 wells there in 2025. Our rig will be moving directly north of that pad into sections 4 and 9 to drill another set of 5 wells. And then the logical progression in our mind has always been to go to sections 6 and 7. Eric can speak to the economics of the 2 milers, but we think they work. This township was basically 2 milers. We're just trying to stay on pattern like we've been told to do. You can see in Exhibit 3A, in tan is all the continental units. Section 6 and 7 is not a continental unit. The term land grab has been used to describe Phoenix, but this is not a land grab by Phoenix.
I'm gonna object if he's suggesting that any of my witnesses have testified today that Phoenix was performing some sort of land grab. That I didn't hear any of my witnesses say that. So insofar as he's making that suggestion, I'm gonna object.
I disagree that he should not be allowed to testify that. This is his case in chief for why 6 and 7 should be authorized increased density. And he's entitled to give his opinion.
Go ahead.
No, I'll note the objection in the defense, but I'm going to let him continue on with his testimony.
Okay, Mark, before you continue on, I got a couple of questions for you on Phoenix's position regarding Continental's application. Does Phoenix have any objection to a spacing unit, the first one they want, which is 6 and 7, 18 and 19 of 159.96?
Of course not. We have no interest in that.
So your objection is that if this is approved, you won't be able to continue on with your planned development in 6 and 7?
That's correct.
Okay. I believe you were on Exhibit 3A.
Yeah. Again, Exhibit 3A shows continental units. We've developed 158.96 according to the rules of the 1280s in there. We're amenable to drilling those. We are drilling those. We find those profitable. Eric can speak to those. But again, if Continental wants to develop longer laterals, go north. I see all kinds of lands that are shaded tan where they can do that. And why are they encroaching on something that's not really their section to do that?
Now, another question. You heard some discussion about Phoenix's trend for longer laterals. You don't disagree that Phoenix has had that trend, do you?
Yeah, we've probably drilled the most 4-mile laterals in the Bakken, to be honest, Tom.
But you're not opposed to drilling 2-mile laterals where it's appropriate.
We've testified to that before. We'll drill 2, 3, 4. We're just trying to find spaces that are economic under our parameters where we can extract minerals.
Okay, moving on to Exhibit 3B, would you please describe the contents of that exhibit?
3B is a serial register page. This shows the lease that Continental has in Section 6, which is federal, which is owned by them. But as you can see, it's what we call a 50-50 fed fee lease. And so Phoenix does not have our opinion, and we've drilled wells under this scenario, have to obtain a federal permit, while Continental would have to get a federal permit since they are the federal leaseholder.
Okay, let's move on to this same exhibit and look at the front. You have a portion of it highlighted in yellow. Do you see that where it says 50-50?
Yes,
That-
mineral. Yep,
That's the part you're speaking of.
that's correct.
And have you had discussions with the BLM about how the non-federal 50% mineral owner can develop its interests?
We have.
And what communications have they provided to you?
They've provided us guidance that that in this situation and in other situations where we have drilled, that a federal permit is not required.
And do you happen to know what that federal guidance is?
What did we call it? Permanent instruction
Permanent instructional
memorandum 2016-001.
And what does that memorandum say?
That as long as Phoenix is not the holder of the federal lease, then we are entitled to drill that under the fee portion and not obtain a federal permit. Hence, we can drill this section or these two sections. They're on our drill schedule for December. So we don't have the time stipulation where, Continental's going to have to wait at least a year to probably get this stuff permitted. We're ready to go right now.
Continental, based on that memorandum, would need to obtain a federal APD to drill their 4-mile lateral.
That's correct.
I have no further questions for.
I have one more comment.
Okay.
Objection.
I would-
No question has been posed.
Do you have anything further to say?
Objection.
I'll let him speak.
I would just say that Phoenix's development of section 6 and 7, we have existing gas capture or a gas connect coming in. We've paid over $300,000 for an electrical hookup. We fully intend to put a saltwater disposal on this pad like we've done on every one of our pads. And without this increased density and allowing us to fully develop the 1280 at the economics for us are thrown off. We can, yes, technically we could drill the one well and a lease line, but we've based this whole unit of development on 6 wells. So again, we have money invested. We're waiting to see how things shake out. I mean, we're ready to build that pad. We're ready to go right now.
Okay. With that in mind, I would like to ask for the admission of exhibits 1, 2, 3, 3A, and 3B.
Attorney Bender, any objection to the admission?
No objection.
Exhibits are admitted. Attorney Bender, any cross?
Yeah, a few questions. Let me start where you left off. You, without a question being posed, provided some information for us about the investments that Phoenix has made in this area in anticipation of drilling 6 wells. Is that a fair statement of what your testimony was?
Yes.
And those were investments that you made that understanding that you were going to have to come before this commission and get authority to drill additional wells. That's right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you took the risk. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you could have waited until the application was approved by the commission and then made those decisions to expend those additional funds. Is that correct?
That's correct.
But you didn't do that. You took the risk.
We took the risk.
Okay. Would you agree with me that a majority of recent Bakken development in this area generally and Williams County as well has been on 3-mile and 4-mile laterals?
I would not.
Okay.
Just to the south, I've drilled.
I know how many, you've already testified how many wells that Phoenix has drilled. I'm talking about generally other operators.
In this area generally, I don't know if anyone necessarily has been drilling in this area.
Okay, but let's go back to Continental Resources Exhibit L8. Would the trend certainly be for spacing this area on 3-mile laterals and 4-mile laterals as depicted on Exhibit L8, or do you dispute the information that's contained on Exhibit L8?
I dispute spacing versus drilling. Yeah, that's a wonderful plan.
Okay.
For
So
the
you're
future.
saying that these spacing units only, even though they've been created, will not be drilled, that this area is going to be developed on 2 mile laterals rather than 3 and 4 mile laterals.
Objection, that's not what he said.
Overruled. You can answer.
Can you repeat the question?
I asked you the question is, even though this area has been spaced on 3 mile laterals and 4 mile laterals, you're telling us that it's going to be developed on 1280s, 2 mile laterals.
I am telling you in sections 6 and 7, Phoenix desires to drill that as a 2 mile section. Everything else after that.
You've already told us which areas Phoenix plans on drilling. I'm talking about other operators that own acreage in this area and is depicted as spacing on 3 mile laterals and 4 mile laterals. Point out for me areas other than Phoenix acreage that are going to get drilled on 1280s.
I can't speak to other operators' plans.
You can't speak for other operators, can you?
I can't.
Okay.
Nor can they
What is,
speak about my economics.
Just have him answer the questions he's asking.
Yeah.
You can redirect if you want.
Well, I guess I'll ask your engineer this, but would you agree that you're going to have fewer surface locations and reduced infrastructure if you have development on 4 mile laterals rather than 2 mile laterals?
In general, probably yes.
Is that something that you understand the commission likes to see? Is fewer surface locations and less infrastructure?
I
understand
they like to see. I would say from an overview, from what I've seen from Continental in my time, they are not necessarily worried about that in other areas. So to make that a comment about Continental is not a basin-wide trend that Continental would use.
You spent a considerable amount of time talking about how Phoenix wants to develop 6 and 7 on a pattern of 1,280 acre spacing, and then seemed to suggest that if Phoenix's application is not granted, that oil will otherwise not be recovered. Was that your testimony?
No.
Okay, so you understand that if the commission grants Continental Resources application and denies the Phoenix application, Phoenix will be able to recover its fair and equitable share of the reserves under 6 and 7.
Can you repeat the question?
Sure. Your testimony seemed to be that you needed to develop 6 and 7 to recover your fair share of the reserves under 6 and 7. You understand if the commission grants Continental Resources application that Phoenix will have an opportunity to recover its fair and equitable share of 6 and 7 under a 2560.
Yes, sir.
Those reserves are not going to be left in the ground.
That's correct. Other than my timing is now and yours is uncertain.
Okay. Would Phoenix have a different position on this if they had the sufficient acreage to operate the 2560?
We're just still drilling 2 milers. That's what we've done in the area.
Well, let me ask again. If Phoenix had sufficient acreage in the proposed 2560 to be the operator, would it be here today asking for the 2560?
I don't know the answer to that. We might want to drill this as a 1280.
Is it a fair statement that Phoenix has come to this commission on many occasions and asked for 1280s if it's to the benefit of Phoenix to be the operator, asked for 1920s if it's the benefit of Phoenix, asked for 2560 if it's to the benefit of Phoenix? Isn't it a fair statement that that's what Phoenix drives for, is to be the operator of the spacing unit, regardless of what the spacing unit is?
Objection, he's making lots of assumptions, but the witness can answer it.
If he knows the answer, he can answer it.
We're trying as Phoenix to find spots where we can drill. We will drill 2 milers. We will drill 3 milers. We'll drill 4 milers. We will drill whatever it takes to get into these areas. we're just trying to play by the rules. We looked at a map and we find places where we can drill that no one else has touched. I mean, Continental could have drilled 6 and 7, years ago. They've had the lease for, 14 years, the federal lease. I don't understand the question, but.
Well, I think your answer was telling. You will do anything to be the operator. You'll ask for 1280s if you can be the operator. You'll ask for 1920s if you can be the operator. And you'll ask for 2560s if you can be the operator. Is that a fair statement?
That is. Isn't that what operators do? Push to operate?
No further questions.
Any questions from staff?
Mark, in your exhibit number 3, Phoenix says 36.2%. Who are the other working interest owners in this?
I have a breakdown of that. Most of them have been non-committal on whether to give us support. They've just been sitting on the sidelines. We've contacted numerous of them. Again, I have a breakdown I'm looking at right here. And everyone's just kind of wanted to just stay out of it so they didn't necessarily anger either side.
So do you have an issue with submitting just the working interest breakdown in 6 and 7?
No, sir.
Or I guess you could tell us.
I mean, I've got it right here. I mean, it's a lengthy list of folks that might.
Yeah, why don't you submit that then?
For redirect?
Yes. You indicated that Phoenix desires to drill 6 and 7, starting when?
I believe October or December. I mean, we're moving a rig in that area to drill the unit just to the east, and then we would like to do this one right after, which would be kind of the start of December.
And based on your information from the Bureau of Land Management, Continental can't drill it until they get an APD.
That's correct.
And in your experience, do you know how long it takes to get a federal APD from the BLM?
I'd probably give it 9 or 10 months when they're open for business, if you're pushing on it.
So if Phoenix's application is approved and Continental's denied, there would be an immediate drilling of wells in 6 and 7.
That's correct.
No more questions.
You can call your second witness.
Okay, Mr. Coffindaffer.
Yes, sir.
Starting with Exhibit 4, would you discuss the geology for these lands?
Certainly. So, as with our other exhibits we've seen today, this is a structure map on the Middle Bakken in subsea. We see here that the structure of the Middle Bakken is dipping gently to the southwest in this location. We also see here outlined in the red the existing 1280 acre spacing units in question, and a type log section of A to A prime outlined in the gold with a type log denoted in the center of that line.
Exhibit 5, the type log of the reservoir properties.
Yes, so this is showing the well logs from those 3 wells in question, A to A prime with the type log in the center. The type log is the Smith 2431, and in that well they encountered the Middle Bakken at approximate TVD of 9908 feet. Average porosity across the interval is 8.4%. Average water saturation calculated is 28%. Average gross thickness in the area is 63 feet. And using a B sub OI of 1.5, we calculate an OIP per section of 12.8 million barrels per section.
No more questions for Mr. Coffindaffer asking Exhibits 4 and 5 be admitted into the record.
Spender, any objection to the exhibits?
Anything in your geologic interpretation that would suggest 4 mile laterals?
Oh, I'm sorry. First, I want to deal with the exhibits. Any objection to the exhibits?
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
I apologize. No objection to the exhibits.
The exhibits are admitted. Now we can cross.
Thank
Yeah.
you. So you know where my questions come from, sir. Is there anything, in your opinion, in the geology, your interpretation of the geology, that would prevent the drilling of 4 mile laterals?
No, we expect this area to be decently uniform across the acreage position.
Okay, no further questions.
Any questions from staff? Attorney Thorne, any redirect?
No.
Okay, you can call your last witness.
Mr. Shivy, is the Exhibit 6 similar or identical to the prior wellbore diagrams?
It's identical to prior testimony in other cases.
Okay, going to Exhibit 7, would you please describe the development pattern that Phoenix anticipates using for developing 6 and 7?
Certainly. We have a proposed pad there actually getting staked in the south central part of Section 7. The blue dash line there right up the middle, the 3H, we have the approved permit there. That's been already mentioned. In the western lease line, case 31773, we also have that as approved permit. We've gone to hearing before the commission last month for case 31774 for that lease line on the east side of the unit, and we are here today discussing seeking approval for the 3 dash lines that you see in section 6 and 7. These plan to be all batch drilled and completed, as also Mark has testified. These are planned to spud in December, mid-December of this year.
Okay. Going to Exhibit 8, would you please discuss the well economics?
Yes. The first table is the ARPS parameters used for the decline curve analysis. Anticipated initial rate of 23,000 barrels of oil a month, initial decline rate of 71%, a hyperbolic B factor of 0.9, GOR in the area. We've just brought on some wells already in this township about 150 days ago, with 220 SCF per barrel. That yields an EUR of 430 MBO and an EUR for gas of 1050 MMCF. Recovery factor of approximately 18 to 19% of the oil in place. The economics below I did adjust since I prepared these economics very recently, so I'm trying to honor current price of about $60 flat, where previous I was doing $65. $3 gas. Our D&C cost, this is interesting. I've heard some previous testimony, like we're 858 capex per foot. We're right around 630 capex per foot for 2 malers. I say that with extreme confidence. To date, we've drilled 33 2 malers approximately, and they're all online. In the past 12 months, we've done that. In fact, we were in front of the commission last month for getting approval for a 2 maler. Other economics there, the variable oil is $5 per barrel, fixed OPEX of $7,500 per month, 100% working interest, 20% royalty, yields an 8/8 PV10 of 2.9 million, internal rate of return of 37%, and a payout of 28 months. I should add for the 6.3 million for D&C, that includes the drilling, the completion, the drill out, facilities, and an ESP install. We have enough data to support that number.
Okay, speaking of data, I would ask you to turn to Exhibit 3A for illustration purposes.
In our packet, Tom, yes?
Yes.
I'm there.
Now, you mentioned you just drilled some wells, or Phoenix has just drilled some wells in this area.
That's correct.
Where are those wells located?
They're in this township to 15896. It's section 28 and 33 there. We have 5 wells in that pad. They've been on approximately 150 days.
And is your testimony as to the cost of the wells based on those recently drilled wells?
Correct.
And is your economic forecast based upon those recently drilled 2 mile laterals?
Correct. And I will say, Tom, just to the west of this exhibit, we have developed 2 DSUs also on 2 mile development.
And are those 2 mile developments using the approximate same cost estimates that you just gave?
Yes, approximate cost estimates, but they are slightly different type curve.
And are those wells economic?
Yes, they are.
And Phoenix is ready, willing, and able to drill those.
Yes, it's eminent on our drill schedule. Like I said, Mark testified. Sections 4 and 9 also highlighted in blue on this township. We're anticipating to spud that next month in November, and then we'd be planning to slide the rig over to drill 6 and 7, also as a 2-miler.
And in your opinion as an engineer, all of those wells will be economic?
Yes, I do. The oil in place here, the pressures, they really do support 2-mile development where existing spacing has been established. Yes.
You heard some questions from Mr. Bender, and I'm sure you'll get some more questions
sure
from
I will.
Mr. Bender about 2-mile laterals versus 4-mile laterals. Did you hear that discussion?
Yes, I did.
And you're aware that Phoenix applies for 4-mile laterals?
We apply for 4, 3, and 2-milers. Yes, all the above.
Is it fair to say that if Phoenix is unable to drill a 4-miler because of land issues, that it's still willing to drill a 2-mile lateral?
In areas that support the 2-mile economics, absolutely.
And this area supports 2-mile economics?
I believe it does.
Have you had an opportunity to take a look at the 2 spacing units that Continental is proposing?
Yes, I saw it in the exhibits today.
If 6 and 7 were approved by this commission, in your opinion as an engineer, would it be possible for Continental to drill 2 3-mile laterals to the north?
It appears so. I can't speak entirely for Continental, but they look to operate all 3 of those 2-mile DSUs just north of our 6-7.
But they could do 2 3-mile laterals too, couldn't they?
They could.
And would 3-mile laterals be economic in this area based on your analysis of the 2-mile laterals?
Yes, they would.
I have no further questions for Mr. Shivy. Well, I do have one more question. Moving on to Continental's exhibit.
Give me a second.
The CapEx exhibit, whichever one that was in the engineering.
Yes. E5.
E5?
I believe that's what you're referring to, Tom.
Yeah, it is E5. Have you had a chance to look at that table down at the bottom?
Yes.
And I believe you just testified, but compare what Phoenix's experience has been as what's shown on Exhibit E5.
Right. I've seen, just looking right at the 2-miler, they're doing $850 per foot of CapEx. And I just testified that we're doing them for about $630 per foot.
Recently?
Very recently.
Okay. I have no further questions. I would ask that Exhibits 6, 7, and 8 be admitted into the record.
Attorney Thorne, I don't believe you admitted Exhibit 9.
Oh, that's the gas capture by Mark Johnson. I forgot
admit
that.
that too?
That's.
I don't have any objection to it being.
You can admit it.
Okay. The exhibits are admitted. Any cross, Attorney Bender?
Yeah, just a few questions. If I understand your testimony, you're indicating that the economics that you present on Exhibit 8 have a high degree of accuracy because you used some nearby wells that were recently drilled for these economics.
Correct, sir.
Okay. Have you drilled any 3-mile laterals in the area?
Just to the west, actually, in what we call our Alamo area.
Okay. And have you drilled any 4-mile laterals in the area?
Actually, yes. We drilled, I think we're on our 9th well in that area just to the west.
Okay.
A 4-mile.
And based on your review, I assume you look at those economics as well. Are the economics for Phoenix on 3-mile laterals better than 2-mile laterals?
Yes, no dispute here.
And are the economics on 4-mile laterals better than 3-mile or 2-mile laterals?
Yes.
Okay. So it's all about operatorship, isn't it? If you can operate, you want 2-milers. If you can operate, you want 3-milers. And if you can operate, you want 4-milers.
Well, that's not entirely fair. And the reason for this really is we've come before the commission before, and there really seemed to be an opposition to cross townships that Continental's proposing. We have really focused on, okay, here's an undeveloped unit that's 2 Mallards. I've testified, and you can find recordings on this. I prefer to drill in what I consider virgin rock. Do not include other units in that. So there's 2 reasons here. We'd be going cross township for 4 Mallard, and I prefer, when possible, to develop virgin rock as virgin rock.
So are all your 4 mile laterals that you proposed thus far in 4 mile, are they in virgin rock?
They are. To date, all the wells we've drilled, and I think I testified it was about 8 or 9 that we've drilled so far.
What about your 3 mile laterals? Are they in virgin rock?
The majority are. There are some exceptions to way to the east here in the Stanley field that we have drilled some depleted rock. But when we do that, we're putting depleted rock with depleted rock.
So you understand that if the commission grants Continental Resources application and the economics for 4 mile laterals are better than 2 mile laterals, Phoenix is going to benefit from those improved economics.
I understand that. The thing with economics, 4 Mallards are more economic than 2 Mallards, but I would assert you have to consider the time value of money. 2 Mallards, we're ready to go right now. I don't know when Continental plans to drill their wells, so you take that discounting into effect, you may actually be better off right now, time value of money, developing these 2 Mallards.
But that testimony is based on the testimony from your land witness that it's going to take a year for Continental Resources to get a federal permit. Is that correct?
That's fair, but I've also...
And you don't have any personal knowledge as to whether
I am not a landman, sir, so that's correct.
You don't know that they could probably get that federal permit very quickly, couldn't they?
Guess it's possible, but with a government shutdown, I
That's
don't.
my question.
I'm trying to see, sir.
And so if Continental drilled their wells on 2560s in a reasonably short period of time, your argument about the time value of money really wouldn't come into play, would it?
It's fair. I'd have to look at how long of a delay, but that's a fair statement.
Right. I don't have any other questions.
Any questions from the staff? Can we throw in any redirect?
Yeah, a couple of quick questions to redirect.
Sure.
You testified you don't know whether Continental can get that they might be able to get a federal APD.
That's fair. Yes.
But you really don't know the details on that mechanism.
I do not. Not as an engineer, I do not.
And you aren't familiar with what Mr. Johnson testified to?
No.
No more questions?
I'm sorry. This one said, okay.
Same thing.
We have one supplement to provide. Is October 30th enough time to get that?
Yeah, I propose, because the issue of the federal APD is so important, that we submit that PIM memo, permanent instruction memo from the BLM regarding the co-tenancy and the ability of drilling a well without a federal APD in a co-tenancy situation.
Okay, so
Mr.
hang on. Okay, I'll let you.
I'm sorry.
So this is not a part of your exhibit. You're offering that as a new exhibit?
I'm suggesting that we submit that as a supplemental.
Okay. Any objection, Attorney Bender?
I do have an objection. If that's going to be submitted, then I want an opportunity to review it and respond, because those instructional memos, as I understand them, do not necessarily carry the force of law. So there might be a memo out there that says something, but there might be case law that says something totally different than the memo. So I want an opportunity to respond. If Mr. Throne plans on filing that by sometime no later than next Thursday, then I would like 5 business days to respond.
Okay. Does the commission want that memo? Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, submit the supplement and the memo by October 30th, and you will have Attorney Bender. Until we'll go another week, November 6th, to respond to that.
Yep, that works for me.
Okay. If we submit it ahead of time, can we start the clock running as soon as we submit it?
Sure. We'll
Alright,
just,
submit it?
it'll be a calendar week from when they submit. Is that fair?
That's fair.
Well, it might be fair for you, but yeah, I can live with that. I can get it done in 5 days. So
Okay. Well, when you submit it, I will respond and let Attorney Bender know when his response will be due.
Okay, the other request, given the time frame, Phoenix would like an expedited decision, if possible, due to the drilling schedule.
we talk about an expedited. Well, I guess that'll be addressed in my response to the memo, because I don't necessarily agree with Mr. Throne, so I can address the request for an expedited order there, because I think they are going to need to get a federal permit regardless of whether they hold an interest in the federal lease or not. So, but that's something we can deal with in my response.
Yeah, and of course, this decision will have to go to the commission itself. So
Correct.
it's the timing of when we can get it done and get it on their schedule.
Is a challenge for requesting you to meet that challenge.
Okay, so the record will remain open in case numbers 32171, 32279 until October 30th for receipt of the information requested. And you will also submit that memo no later than October 30th, and then Attorney Bender will have approximately 1 calendar week's time to respond to that.
That's my understanding.
Okay. That concludes our hearing for case numbers 32171 and 32279. Case number 31883, application of Bakken Partners 1 LLC for an order of the commission transferring operatorship of the Obregowitz 1-33H well and the Barranco 1-28H well located in section 28, township 142 north, range 98 west, Glade Field, Billings County, North Dakota, so said wells may be brought back on production and or such further additional relief. This case has been continued and is subject to a stay. Case number 32126, application of Phoenix Operating LLC for an order amending the applicable orders for the Hart Butte Bakken pool to establish a laydown 2560 acre spacing unit described as sections 14, 15, 16, and 17, township 148 north, range 91 west, done in McLean counties, North Dakota, and authorize 8 horizontal wells to be drilled on such unit, granting such other relief as may be appropriate. This case has been continued to our November hearings. That concludes our hearing for case number 32126. Case number 31842, application of Phoenix Operating LLC for an order amending the applicable orders for the Cottonwood Bakken pool to establish an overlapping 3840 acre spacing unit described as sections 10, 11, 14, 15, 22, and 23, township 159 north, range 92 west, Burke County, North Dakota, and to authorize 1 horizontal well be drilled on such unit and granting such other relief as may be appropriate. This case has been continued to our November hearings. That concludes our hearing for case number 31842, and that concludes our hearings for the day.